1, 2, check. Test.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
Since 2005, North Star's Ultimate Outdoors has been Cache Valley's source for fun and adventure. It's here you can find the biggest selection of snowmobiles, ATVs, utility vehicles, and This is your countdown for the Preston Indians pregame show. Pregame in 30 seconds from Mark. As we'll have a good game today, hopefully. And pregame show will start in 15 seconds from Mark. Pregame in 10 seconds from Mark. Have a good game. Pre-game show in 5 seconds from Mark. This is the Preston Indians pregame show. Coming up, we'll take a look at tonight's game. We'll hear from the coach and look at the pregame stats all leading up to tonight's action. You're listening to live coverage of the Preston Indians on 105.5 FM, AM 1340, and mylocalradio.com. And a very pleasant good afternoon, everybody. Welcome here to Tony Hansen Field. As this afternoon, the Preston Indians and the Century Diamondbacks will square off in Game 3 of the conference tournament. Dan Hubbard with you here at the ballpark. John Beverly back in studios, our studio engineer today. We welcome you here to the pregame show as today's weather here, very nice here. In fact, about 180 degrees opposite of what it was on Saturday. Cold and rainy in Pocatello, but here partly cloudy. And right now about 45 degrees outside, although the umpires just walked in and said it was raining cats and dogs when they left Pocatello today, so hopefully it stays north of us and we can get the game in. So for Preston, who knocked off Century in the first game of the district tournament, lost to Pocatello on Saturday, and the winner here today, we'll get another look at Pocatello coming up tomorrow afternoon. The loser will get ready for summer vacation as their season will be over. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back. We'll get into the scene set for today's game, brought to you by North Stars Ultimate Outdoors as the pregame show continues right after this.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
Since 2005, North Stars Ultimate Outdoors has been Cache Valley's source for fun and adventure. It's here you can find the biggest selection of snowmobiles, ATVs, utility vehicles, and handheld power equipment from the brand names you know, such as Steel, Polaris, and Yamaha. The professionally trained staff at North Stars Ultimate Outdoors of Preston has what it takes to get you out on the nation's leading brands. The best deals in the best town. North Stars Ultimate Outdoors. It's where the fun starts. 777 North State Street, Preston.
When you are looking for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, but you want something that is ready to eat now, always stop at the Stokes Market Deli in Preston. With cold and hot cases, you can always find food that is fresh, hot, or cold. Sandwiches, soup, salads, deviled eggs, donuts, wraps, cheese trays, desserts, and a hot and delicious buffet. A meal out doesn't have to be at a restaurant. Come and enjoy something for everyone at the Stokes Market Deli today. 217 South State Street in Preston.
Hey ladies, Magnolia Road Clothing Store has moved to a new location here in Preston. They can now be found at 12 North State Street. That's just one block north of their previous location. They are still the one stop to create that new look that you have been looking for. Whether it's tops, bottoms, shoes and boots, or many different accessories, they have it. And at the same low prices that they've been known for years. So when you're looking to update your wardrobe, there's still no need to go to the big cities or the dreaded mall. Stay local here at Magnolia Road. Stop by their new location at 12 North State Street in downtown Preston, just one block north of their previous location. Stop in today. It's Magnolia Road.
Hi, I'm Brad Phillips, professional trainer and owner of Puppy Steps Training. I believe that life is more enjoyable with a well-trained dog. That's why my team and I have come together to give you the ultimate dog training experience through Puppy Steps Training. Our 8-week board and train program is specifically designed to give your puppy a head start on life. Along with access to our extensive training material, you will receive daily progress reports, weekly photo and video updates, and a hands-on training demonstration. Discover the ultimate dog training experience with Puppy Steps Training, the premier dog training facility in northern Utah, and proud supporter of Westside and Preston High School athletics.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
And welcome back here to the pregame show. Excuse me, time for the scene set for this afternoon's game, brought to you by North Stars Ultimate Outdoors. Get ready for your next outdoor adventure at North Stars Ultimate Outdoors. You'll find them on State Street at the north end of the city of Logan. So for the Indians, who beat Century in the first game by a score of 11-8, that game played here at Tony Hansen Field. That was last Friday. Saturday, the Indians went over to take on Pocatello and lost 9-2 in a game that was very close into the fifth inning. But Pokey played it 7 runs in the fifth inning and went on to the 9-2 win. So the two teams square off here again this afternoon, coming up here in a few minutes. It'll be Eli Hammonds on the mound today for the Preston Indians. For Hammonds, as he goes to the mound to make his 6th appearance overall on the year, he is 1-0 with a save and an ERA up there of about 11.5 as he'll go to the hill today for the Preston Indians. It will be Gavin Flynn on the mound today for the Century Diamondbacks. For Flynn, he is making his 7th appearance on the bump overall this year. He is 1-1 this season, and he also has kind of a lofty ERA, which is fairly common here in high school ball, as he has an ERA of 10.5 as he'll go to the mound here today. So for the Indians, who this may be the nicest weather they've had to play in all year, and see if they can take advantage of it. For those watching on the video feed on mylocalradio.com, you'll be able to see that the field looks great. Good-looking weather, as the field nice and green here today as well, and just waiting for these two teams to start rolling around here for 7 innings and before they can decide a winner here this afternoon. So we'll take another timeout. We'll come back and we'll talk a little bit more as we work our way down the pregame show, as we'll continue right after this.
We all have those times in life where having insurance has been a great comfort in helping to make a bad situation better. Naylor Insurance takes pride in being that friend there to help you when you need it the most. Serving the community since 1978, Naylor Insurance is proud to represent a number of carriers to fit your insurance needs through Mutual of Enumclaw. Stop by our new location, 223 North State Street in Preston.
Protecting buyers and lenders in Cache Valley for over 40 years, Northern Title is the trusted name in the tri-state areas of Idaho, Utah, and Wyoming. The staff at Northern Title in Preston protect you from unknown complications like access issues, unpaid taxes, hidden liens, or easement restrictions. Choose the right title company. Choose to close with Northern Title of Preston. Good deeds done daily. Call today at 208-852-5700.
Folks have many reasons to visit Casper, Wyoming every year, whether it's work, high school sports and activities, a romantic getaway, or business meetings. The best place to stay when you're in Casper is the Come On In Hotel and Suites. A beautiful log hotel offers 5 hot tubs, a pool, fitness center, and a fabulous indoor atrium. You can also reserve meeting rooms for your next event, and each stay includes an extended continental breakfast. Reserve your rooms today at the Come On In Hotel and Suites in Casper, Wyoming. Call 307-472-6300.
It's the goal in everyone's life to reach financial independence and security. Evergreen Financial Partners in Preston can help with strategies to assist in those goals. They will design a plan to suit you, whether it be for your family, home, or current or future investments. Evergreen Financial Partners can help with life insurance, long-term life, 401ks, retirement plans, or mutual funds. Contact the experts at Evergreen Financial and let them put a plan together for you. Find them at 41 West 1st South in Preston, or go online to set your appointment at evergreenfinancialpartners.net. Evergreen Financial Partners, your first step to financial security.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
Welcome back. The pregame show continues here as the Diamondbacks and the Indians getting ready to go here this afternoon. Eli Hammonds on the mound today for the Indians, and Gavin Flynn on the mound for the Century Diamondbacks. Keys to the game for the Indians today as we get ready for this afternoon's ball game. The keys to the game brought to you by Naylor Insurance for home, health, life, and auto through Mutual of Enumclaw. Make sure you stop by Naylor Insurance, 223 North State Street in Preston. For the Indians today, well, with the wind not blowing nearly the way it did on Saturday afternoon over in Pocatello, hopefully the fielding will come around a little bit. They fielded pretty well when they needed to, but when the wind picked up late in the game and sort of turned around, Preston had a hard time adjusting to it. The outfielders got lost on some fly balls. The infielders didn't help out much, and that led to that 7-run bottom of the 5th inning for Pocatello on Saturday, and that really boosted them on to the victory. Be honest with you, there was about 4 fly balls that should have been caught maybe by the infielders if the outfielders weren't able to get there. And also Pocatello continued an uncanny habit of being able to just hit little lazy fly balls down the line, and they literally would fall 18 inches inside fair territory, and they'd go for extra bases. I don't know how they keep doing that, but they've done it, it seems like, just about every game they've played against Preston in the last couple of years. So for the Indians, solid defense will be very important. Keep swinging the bats, not only the way they did against Century back on Friday, but they swing the bats good against Pocatello on Saturday as well. Probably their best day hitting against Pocatello pitching, even though Mac Evans still shut them down and went on to the victory on Saturday. So the umpires are here, headed downstairs. We'll take another timeout. We'll come back, have the starting lineups and the first pitch just around the corner as the pregame show continues after this.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
105.5 FM, KACH.
Hi, we're Braden and Brittany Smith with Farm Bureau Insurance, the Smith Agency.
We're Preston Proud and Idaho Strong.
Hi, I'm Jan Stone with Northern Title of Preston, and we are Preston Proud, Idaho Strong.
Hi, I'm Bill Chambers from North Stars Ultimate Outdoors, and we are Preston Proud and Idaho Strong.
Hi, I'm Jonathan Larson. I'm with HK Auto, and we are Dayton Proud and Idaho Strong.
We're Preston Proud, Idaho Strong, serving Franklin County and beyond.
Franklin County Medical Center is proud to provide excellence in surgical and specialty healthcare right here in our community, making it extremely convenient to receive world-class care without even leaving the county. The best part is that we work closely with your primary care physicians to ensure a convenient and coordinated care experience. Our skilled surgeons are continually adding services to Franklin County, some you won't find anywhere in the greater Cache Valley area. Discover what is available right here at fcmc.org/specialty. You just might be surprised at what we have to offer.
Whether you're in need of timber frame buildings, estate entrances, trusses, pergolas, pavilions, or gazebos, the craftsmanship at Milestone Timberworks reflects our passion and commitment of building for the future. At the beginning and end of the day, it's about achieving the built environment where the truly great moments in life are experienced. We look forward to working with you. Visit milestonetimberworks.com today.
It's time for Preston Indian Sports. Tonight's game is brought to you by West Motors, your only stop for new or used cars in Preston and in Logan. Stokes Market True Value with the freshest meat and produce in town. Webb Funeral Home, serving Preston and surrounding communities since 1925. Ralph's Construction, building homes in the Blue Sage Park area of Preston. Franklin County Medical Center, with the finest care you'll receive in all of the Cache Valley. Preston Auto Parts CarQuest, with all the parts you need for your car to keep it running strong. Naylor Insurance, for home, health, life, and auto from Mutual of Enumclaw. Procon Homes, building quality multifamily homes across the West. By Les Schwab Tires. Stop in and see the tire experts on Main Street in North Logan. North Stars Ultimate Outdoors. Get ready for your next outdoor adventure at North Stars Ultimate Outdoors in Preston. Evergreen Financial. When planning your future, trust the experts at Evergreen Financial in Preston. Level 10 Life. Reach your next level in life with their life coaching sessions. Farm Bureau Insurance, the Smith Agency. Don't leave the things that matter to chance. Call Farm Bureau Insurance, the Smith Agency today. Northern Title, the trusted name in the tri-state area. and by Papa J's Deli and Jerky in Clifton. This game is made possible through an agreement between Preston High School and Cook Brothers Broadcasting and is intended for the private, non-commercial use of our audience. Any rebroadcast of this game in whole or in part without the express written consent of Cook Brothers Broadcasting is strictly prohibited. Well, hi once again, everybody. Welcome here to Tony Hansen Field as we get ready to play baseball here on this Monday afternoon as the Indians and the Diamondbacks get ready to play. Winner will face Pocatello tomorrow and move on to the next round of the district tournament. The loser goes home and gets ready for summer as their season will be over. As Eli Hammond's going through his warm-up tosses, let's look at the starting lineups. Starting lineups today brought to you by Webb Funeral Home, serving Preston and the surrounding communities since 1925. For the Diamondbacks, they'll line up this way here this afternoon as Elias Blackhawk will lead off. He is the shortstop. Gavin Flynn will hit second, and he will be the pitcher. Rickson Sotolo will be in right field and hit third. Blake Phelan hits fourth and plays at third base. Jackson Zaccardi is the first baseman. He'll hit in the 5 spot. Cooper Snyder hits sixth. He will be in left field. Jack Maddox is the catcher. He'll bat seventh. Dax Paulson is the center fielder. He'll bat eighth. And C.J. Short is the second baseman, and he will bat ninth. For the Indians, Brody Newton, the catcher, leads off. Cade Oxborough will hit second and play at first base. Davin Inglet is the second baseman. He'll hit third. Connor Thompson hits fourth. He's at third base today. Austin Gleed will be the shortstop, and he'll hit fifth. Eli Hammonds hits sixth, and he's on the mound today for the Indians. Clayton Hobbs in center. He'll bat seventh. Xavier Mendoza is the left fielder. He'll hit eighth, and Jackson Merrill bats ninth. Once again, our starting lineups brought to you by Webb Funeral Home, serving Preston and the surrounding communities since 1925. Great-looking day, just a little bit of a breeze, partly cloudy skies, 45 degrees as we're ready to play baseball as Elias Blackhawk leads it off, and the first pitch from Eli Hammonds is down low, ball one. 1 ball and no strikes. Hammonds, who's just worn out Preston pitching this year, he's hitting .400 head-to-head against the Indians. He has 8 hits in 20 at-bats. In fact, he had 3 hits in 5 trips here on Friday, as the next pitch bounces all the way to the backstop, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. For Blackhawk, he had a pair of singles, a double, and drove in a couple of runs and scored 3 times in that game here on Fridays. The 2-0 pitch is over for a strike, and it's 2-1. Outfield straight away against Blackhawk. Big chopper toward third on the shortstop rather, but on the next pitch he throws high, and it's going to get away at first base. By the time Oxborough can collect it, it'll be Blackhawk going down to second base. So Gleed, who kind of short-armed the ball over to first base, and it was high, and Oxborough couldn't get it. It'll be a throwing error that allows Blackhawk to now end up all the way over at second base from the first batter of the game. So here's the pitcher, Gavin Flynn. Gavin with 4 hits and 15 at-bats this year head-to-head against the Indians. And Flynn hitting .386 against the league. As the pitch is down low, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. Got to keep an eye on Blackhawk. He loves to run. Hammonds looking back at him. Here's the 1-0. As that is down low again, ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. Big ballpark here at Tony Hansen Field. That means for a lot of room for the outfielders to have to cover as Hammond's going to back off and look Blackhawk back. 340 down the lines, 365 to the power alleys, and 390 to straightaway center. As the next pitch is a ground ball wide of third. That's off the glove of Thompson. Backhanded there by the shortstop Gleed, who throws not in time. That's a tough play as Thompson dove into the hole to try to corral it, but couldn't. And by the time Gleed got it out of his glove and got it across the infield, it'll be an infield hit. But Blackhawk, with the play right in front of him, stayed at second base. So runners at first and second, still nobody out. And here's Rickson Zatolo. Zotolo, who was 0 for 3 here on Friday. And the first pitch is knocked down nicely by Newton. Keeps it out in front of him. Nobody can advance on the play. Zotolo hitting .231 this season. And has 2 hits and 10 at-bats officially against the Indians this year. And pulls one down the line. That's going to go foul down into the right field corner. So today's game brought to you by Northern Title, the trusted name in the tri-state area. Good deeds done daily. Call to find out how at 208-852-5700. There's one thumbed into right field. That'll be a base hit. Here comes Blackhawk around to score. By the time Merrill gets on it, and going all the way to third base is Flynn on the RBI single by Zotolo. And Century jumps on top, 1-0. So they cash in the error. And now with runners at the corners and still nobody out, here is Blake Phelan. Phelan, who had a pair of hits the other day, and it was his first 2 hits on the year against the Indians. He's 2 for 11 head-to-head against Preston pitching starting play here today. But one of his 2 hits that he had was a home run just to the left center field side of the scoreboard. So the one that he really got a hold of and jerked up into the wind. The 1-0 pitch popped up. Coming over to have a look is Oxborough right in front of the dugout. He's going to run out of room, and it's 0-2. So Phelan officially 2 for 3 on Friday against Preston pitching. Of course, it's not been a good year for him. It's kind of an unorthodox pickoff move by Hammonds as he stepped off and looked at third and then kept turning counterclockwise all the way back around toward first base, where he threw over there too late. Here's the next pitch to Phelan, swung on and missed. Runner goes, and he'll steal second base without a play. So Phelan strikes out. That's the first out of the inning. Zotolo swipes second, so runners at second and third, and 1 out. Now here's Jackson Zaccardi. Zaccardi, like Phelan, has struggled at the plate this year, hitting just .185 on the season. As that first pitch is over for a strike, and it's 0-1. Zaccardi with 5 hits on the year, and all of those 5 hits have come head-to-head against Preston pitching. As that ball's going to be hit foul, as it'll rattle around up in the stands off the first base side. Runners away from their bases again. Hammonds with a new ball, comes right back, and that pitch is in the dirt. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. So he had 5 hits overall on the year, hit a .185, and all those 5 hits came against the Indians in 13 at-bats as the pitch again hit foul off the first base side, and it stays at 1-2. For Zaccardi, he had 3 hits here the other day. In fact, he was one of 3 different players in the lineup for Century with 3 hits in the game. Little fly ball along the left field line. Mendoza coming over, can't get there in time, has to play it on a bounce. That'll allow the run to come in. There goes Zaccardi down to second, and he is safe. So the RBI single, he'll move up to second on the play home as Flynn comes in to score, and it's 2-0 here in the top of the first inning. Zotolo advances to third, so again, runners at second and third, and still only 1 out in the inning. And now here's Cooper Snyder, the left fielder. First pitch to Snyder, misses down low, ball 1, 1 ball and no strikes. Snyder's had a good year swinging the bat, hitting over 400, so still up there in the high rent district as he takes that pitch for a strike, and it's 1-1. And that shows, especially when you look at the splits against Indian pitching. He had 1 hit the other day, which gives him 6 on the year against the Indians. He's hitting .600 this year against Preston pitching as the ball gets away from Hammonds, but no advancement by either runner. He's 6 for 10 this year against the Indians. And up there in a big spot here in the top of the first inning, 2 runs home and a couple of ducks on the pond. As, again, the pitch in the dirt. Nice save again by Newton. As he's able to keep it in front of him. As Snyder climbs back in again. Hammond's next pitch home is in the dirt. It's ball 4, and that's going to load the bases. So a walk to Snyder. First walk that he's allowed. He's given up 3 hits here in the first inning, plus the walk. And now here's the catcher, Jack Maddox, the 7th Diamondback player to come to the plate here in the top of the first inning. So Maddox up there with 1 out and the bases full. Maddox, a .345 hitter on the year. And he too has swung the bat very well against the Indians with 5 hits and 12 at-bats, and he's out in front of the first pitch, and it's 0-1 against the catcher. Next pitch home to Maddox, again, is kind of quick pitched by Hammonds. Wasn't really ready for it, and he swung through it, and it's 0-2. Maddox hitless here on Friday. He was 0 for 3. Little poke job into toward left center. Long run for Mendoza. He's not going to get there, and it falls behind him. It's going to get 1 run in. Here comes Zaccardi home behind him. They're going to hold Snyder at third on a 2-run double. So Mendoza came over from his left field spot over into the gap, and the ball was going to be over his head, and Dovin couldn't get to it. And by the time they got it back in, 2 runs had come in. So it's 4-0. As here is Dax Paulson, and the first pitch to him is down low. Ball 1 ball and no strikes. The next pitch to Paulson again misses down low. Paulson did not play here on Friday, so he was not in the lineup. And he's hitting under $150 on the year. As the next pitch is backhanded on the pitch outside, it goes to 2 balls and a strike. Out of the windup this time comes Hammonds. Ball popped up foul. It's heading toward the softball field, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Paulson, one of 2 players in the lineup today, hitting under 200 for the Diamondbacks for the season. As he starts play today hitting at 143, as the next pitch misses again down low, and I believe the count is full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. C.J. Short waiting on deck, also hitting under 200. Little poke job again, right along the line, and foul grounds. Oxborough chases it down. Tagging and coming home, however, is Snyder, and he is safe. Got underneath the tag of Newton, kind of upended him as he's able to come home. And that makes it 5-0 here in the top of the first inning. Give Paulson a sacrifice fly. That's the second out, but he's picking up an RBI. And now here is C.J. Short as Century bats around here in the first inning. First pitch to Short. That is over for a strike, and it's 0-1. We told you that Short was hitting, and I couldn't correct myself, he's not hitting below 200. He's actually hitting 367, my bad. Looked at the wrong piece of information as the next pitch over for a strike. He was 0 for 1 here on Friday, walked a couple of times, plus he was hit by a pitch. As the 0-2 pitch misses inside, and it's now 1-2. He is, however, hitless this year against Indian pitching. He's 0 for 9 on the year. And here comes the 1-2. That's on the corner, strike 3 called, and he stays hitless against the Indians this year, but he leaves a man standing over at third base. But not before Century scores 5 times in the top of the first inning. On 4 hits, there was an error, and they leave a man on base as well. So we're done with a half inning here this afternoon. We'll go to the bottom of the first. After the first half, top of the first inning, it is Century 5 and Preston coming to the plate.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
Protecting buyers and lenders in Cache Valley for over 40 years, Northern Title is the trusted name in the tri-state areas of Idaho, Utah, and Wyoming. The staff at Northern Title in Preston protect you from unknown complications like access issues, unpaid taxes, hidden liens, or easement restrictions. Choose the right title company. Choose to close with Northern Title of Preston. Good deeds done daily. Call today at 208-852-5700.
Webb Funeral Home is proud to be the leading provider of funeral services in northern Cache Valley, including southeast Idaho, for almost 100 years. We are a full-service mortuary offering the highest quality services with very affordable pricing. We have plans to meet everyone's budget, from traditional funeral services to graveside services and cremation options. We gladly provide free insurance coverage review, quality headstones and monuments, as well as funeral transcriptions. Let us answer any questions you might have by calling us at 208-852-0533. Webb Funeral Home, a trusted name in funeral service since 1925.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
All right, we move here to the bottom of the first inning as Century posts a big 5 in the top of the first. And as we go here to the bottom of the first inning, Preston has some work to do. Of course, they fell behind early on Saturday over in Pocatello against the Thunder, and were able to fight back and tie the game at 2 in the third inning. So they got their work cut out for them today, and let's see how they can do here. Newton, Oxborough, and Inglet do up here in the first inning as the right-hander Gavin Flynn on the mound. And the first pitch, fastball, is on the inside half for a called strike, and it's 0-1. Newton 1 for 3 here on Friday against the Diamondback pitching, as that next pitch over for a strike, and it's 0-2. He has a couple of hits and 11 at-bats this year against Century. Here comes the 0-2 from Floyd. That's jerk foul down the line, and it's going to stay at no balls and 2 strikes. So here's the next pitch home, and that breaking ball misses outside, and it's now 1 ball and 2 strikes. Newton hit .214 this year. No home runs. Drove in a couple. And behind in the count here, and then the 1-2 offering on the way is up high, and the count goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Excuse me. Outfield pretty much straight away and medium deep as he loops one over the third baseman's head and is in for a hit. So Newton leads off the bottom of the first inning with a single to left. First man aboard here for the Indians, and that'll bring up Cade Oxborough. Cade's proven to be just as good as a hitter as his older brother, as Cade starts play today, hitting .344 on the season, has 11 hits, and he's driven in a total of 9. In fact, the 9 RBIs is the high water mark on the team, as that pitch misses outside, ball 1 ball and no strikes. So 5-0 Century as we play here in the bottom of the first inning. They go to first base, and back to the bag over there is Newton. Cade 1 hit here on Friday. 3 for 11 this year, head-to-head against Century pitching in the 4 games as that pitch misses outside. And it's 2 balls and no strikes. Floyd back up on top. Big overhand curveball stays high, and it goes to 3-0. So Oxborough, who was 0 for 3 on Saturday against Pocatello, he struck out twice. He did reach base and score one of the 2 runs that Preston plated. That came on a walk as the 3-0 pitch is over for a strike, and it's now 3-1. Newton over at first with a leadoff single here in the inning. And the next pitch is down low. Single and a walk, 2 on for the Indians and nobody out. So Flynn walks his first man. And now with 2 on and nobody out, here's one of the hottest bats on the team in Davin Inglet. Inglet starts play today hitting .485 this year against all comers. 2 for 3 here on Friday and hitting just under .500 this year against Century pitching as well, as the first pitch is a breaking ball that misses ball 1. Inglet with 5 hits and 12 at-bats head-to-head against Century. Looks back at second, comes home. The next pitch, that is on the corner for a called strike, and it's 1-1. Davin was on the outside looking in on Saturday. He was 0 for 2 with a walk. Of course, Preston only had 5 hits. As that pitch misses again, it's 2-1. It seems kind of funny to be talking about a team that has their best offensive output against Pocatello on the year, and they only had 2 runs on 5 hits. As that next pitch is on the corner again, and it's 2-2. But you have to remember, the Indians are a team who went in against Pocatello, who scored 1 run in 3 games and were outscored going into that game on Saturday 45-1 over the 3 games. As that's going to be lined into right field. That's going to be in for a hit. Up to get it is Sotelo. They're going to hold the runner at third as everybody will move up 90 feet, and the bases are loaded and nobody out. So 2 hits here in the inning, and now with the bases full, here's Connor Thompson. Newton's at third, Oxborough at second, Inglet over at first. 2 hits, 2 singles and a walk in the inning, as that pitch is over at the knees on the outside edge, and he jumps ahead of Thompson. No balls and 1 strike. As Flynn goes back to working out of the windup, the next pitch is hit on the ground to the shortstop, and he boots it. And everybody's going to be safe as Newton comes home, and it's 5-1. So turnabout fair play as Preston had an error in the top of the first inning, and an error here in the bottom of the first allows at least 1 run to come in so far as Newton comes in. Bases are still loaded and still nobody out. And now here's Austin Gleed. Flynn ready. The first pitch to Gleed. Breaking ball misses outside. Ball 1. Gleed, who has 4 hits and 12 at-bats against Century, had 1 of those hits on Friday. And hitting .357 in all of their games this year. The 1-0. Outside. Nice, neat backhand there by Maddox to keep it from going to the backstop. And it's 2 balls and no strikes. Outfield straight away, medium deep. Center fielder Paulson maybe just a little more shallow than the other 2 outfielders in center field. Here's Flynn's 2-0 pitch. That's off the dish again, and it's 3 balls and no strikes. So he's walked 1 here in the inning. He falls behind Gleed 3-0 as that pitch is low, ball 4. He's walked over a run. So that'll bring Oxborough in, and it's 5-2. In this today's game, brought to you by Level 10 Life. Reach your next level in life with their life coaching sessions. Find out more at level10lifecoach.com. So the bases remain loaded. Now here's Eli Hammonds, as he now can help himself out big time here after giving up the 5 spot in the top of the first inning. But he comes up here with the bases loaded and still nobody out. 2 runs in already, and the first pitch hit foul back over the top of the press box. Hammond's a .250 hitter on the year. Big overhand curve ball stays up high, and it's 1 strike. Eli with 1 hit here on Friday. The 1-1 pitch misses outside. 2 balls and a strike. Hammonds flew out 3 times in the game against Pocatello. Lost an RBI, however, early on in that game as he lines this one into the gap in left center field. That's going to get down. That gets 1 in. Here comes Thompson around third. He will score. Gleed into third with a belly flop, and Preston gets 2 more, and it's a 5-4 game. As Hammonds indeed helps himself here in the first inning as he singles in 2. Gleed goes all the way to third. And on the throw back in, Hammonds will move up to second base. So still nobody out. And we're going to get a visit here at the mound as well as Coach Blackhawk is coming out to talk to his pitcher. In fact, we may have a pitching change right here as one of the infielders goes running off to get a different glove. As we could have a change on the mound as Flynn's not going to make it out of the first inning, it doesn't look like. So we will indeed have a new pitcher as looks like Jackson Zaccardi is going to come in and take over on the mound. So we'll take a timeout. We'll come back. We'll tell you about Zaccardi as we continue right after this.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
Hi, I'm Brad Phillips, professional trainer and owner of Puppy Steps Training. I believe that life is more enjoyable with a well-trained dog. That's why my team and I have come together to give you the ultimate dog training experience through Puppy Steps Training. Our 8-week board and train program is specifically designed to give your puppy a head start on life. Along with access to our extensive training material, you will receive daily progress reports, weekly photo and video updates, and a hands-on training demonstration. Discover the ultimate dog training experience with Puppy Steps Training, the premier dog training facility in northern Utah, and proud supporter of Westside and Preston High School athletics.
Papa J's World Headquarters in Clifton, Idaho, started on the dream of a man who wanted to give back to his small-town farming community. 20 years later, it's a place renowned for its gourmet beef jerky, deli, and uniquely friendly customer experience. The friendly staff at Papa J's invites you to come in or find them online at papajs.com, where you can have the unique taste of Papa J's beef jerky shipped to you all with a click of a button. Papa J's, world-class jerky in small-town USA. papajs.com.
Listen for Dan Hubbard and Preston Indian Sports on KACH.
So Jackson Zaccardi comes in to pitch as Gavin Flynn does not get an out and he leaves. He's given up 4 runs so far, but he's still responsible for the 2 men on base as well. So here's Hobbs to face Zaccardi, the 7th batter in the inning, and the first pitch from Zaccardi is over for a strike, and it's 0-1. Hobbs 2 for 12 this year head-to-head against Century. Zaccardi ready, comes home. The next pitch, that misses down and in, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Hobbs struck out a couple of times and flew out to center on Saturday, so he's 0 for 3 against Pocatello. Infield in here for the Diamondbacks to try to cut down any further play at the plate, as the next pitch is a breaking ball that again misses outside, and it's 2 balls and a strike. So Gleed is at third, Hammond's at second, and 2-1 the count on Clayton Hobbs. Zaccardi sets at the letters and comes home. The next pitch to Hobbs is a ground ball to the right side. That's going to get the run in. They'll have to above the pitcher covering, and Hobbs beats everybody to the bag, and he's safe. So Zaccardi tardy in getting over there to cover the bag, and Hobbs beat him there, and he'll beat it out for the infield hit and pick up the RBI as Austin Gleed comes in. That ties the game at 5 here in the bottom of the first inning. Fourth hit of the inning for the Indians. And now here is Xavier Mendoza. Runners at the corners and still nobody out. Of course, for Century, who came into this game 3-10 overall on the year, Xavier wants to bunt with the runner going, and the throw goes into center field. As coming in is Hammonds. Getting up quickly and going to third on the air is Hobbs. So Hobbs steals second. The ball goes into center field. That'll be an error against the catcher. Second error of the inning here against Century as Hobbs comes in. And Preston now leads 7-5. Next pitch misses inside, goes to the backstop. Here comes Hobbs, and he scores. Let me correct myself. Now it's 7-5. As Hobbs comes in on what will be scored as a wild pitch as it goes to the backstop. And it's 2 balls and a strike here on Xavier Mendoza. Mendoza struck out a couple of times on Saturday, also grounded out. So he was 0 for 3. 0 for 1 here on Friday, so he's hitless in the last 2 games. Zaccardi ready, comes home in the next pitch. That's going to be hit into the gap in left center field this time, and that's going to get down. So Xavier hits his first hit in the last 3 games, counting today. And Preston, just like Century, will bat around here in the first inning as the number 9 man in the lineup, Jackson Merrill, will come up, and still nobody out here in the bottom of the first. Five hits in the inning for the Indians. 7 runs in, as here's the first pitch to Merrill. That's over for a strike. Merrill, who had a good day at the plate. In fact, he led the Indian offense here on Friday. He had 3 hits and 4 at-bats against Century. Chases that pitch in the dirt. Now he's behind in the count, no balls and 2 strikes. The 3 hits that he had here on Friday afternoon gives him a total of 5 on the year against Century as he comes into the game here today, hitting just 160 officially on the year. As the next pitch, breaking ball is down low. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Saturday, Merrill hit a ball into the right center field gap that ended up splitting the outfielders and going to the wall, and he tripled and scored one of the 2 runs the Indians had in the game. Little thumb job, gets it down. Xavier overruns it, able to pick it up, throw to first anyway, and get the out there. That's just the first out of the inning, however. So 1 out, and back to the top of the order, and Brady Newton's now going to come back up as the 10th man to bat here in the inning. Today's game brought to you by Ralph's Construction, building homes in the Blue Sage Park area of Preston. Call for more information at 435-232-1837. So here's Newton, who's already singled and scored a run here in the inning, has 1 of the 5 hits and 1 of the 7 runs scored for the Indians. They lead 7-5 after just 1 out here in the bottom of the first as that pitch over for a strike. You can now close the book on Flynn as he ends up giving up 6 runs in all. Next pitch popped up. That'll make the stands again. And it's no balls and 2 strikes. 6 runs, 3 hits, walked a couple. There was an error behind him and a walk that certainly didn't help. He actually walked 2. Now the 0-2 pitch. Misses just off the edge. 1 ball and 2 strikes. So 7-5 Preston as we still play here in the first inning here this afternoon. Here comes the 1-2 offering. Off speed, popped up. Short center. Paulson's there. Now has to go back a couple of steps. He puts that away for the second out. Staying at second base is Mendoza. And that'll bring up Cade Oxborough with 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. 7-5 Preston on the Les Schwab Tire Logan North scoreboard. Here's Oxborough, who was one of the 2 walks issued by Flynn, as he also would work his way around to score back in the first inning as well. First pitch from Zaccardi is up high, ball 1. So 1 ball and no strikes. The 1-0 pitch is on the inside corner, the pretty good breaking ball. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Got that pitch inside to where if Oxborough would try to swing at that, he would have had to hit it with his knuckles. The 1-1 pitch goes back to the breaking pitch again. It's hit foul, and it's 1-2. So a ball and 2 strikes on Oxborough here in the bottom of the first. And here comes the 1-2 pitch on the way to Cade. Zaccardi delivers, and the pitch is pulled just foul outside of first, and it'll stay at 1-2. So a ball and 2 strikes. Mendoza's still standing out there at second base. Zaccardi looks in. Maddox dealing the cards. Now he's set, and the 1-2. Fouled in and out of the glove as Maddox could not hang on to it as Oxborough stays alive. And it stays at a ball and 2 strikes. So the game got started right at 4 o'clock, and the first inning is 34 minutes in. As the next pitch, breaking ball again, misses inside, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. So 35 minutes for 5 outs. We're going to be here till about St. Swithin's Day, I think. Now the 2-2 on the way. It's misses down and in, runs the count full, 3-2. And all this while, Davin Inglett waiting on deck to see if he's going to get another chance to swing here in the first inning. Oxborough climbs back in. Zaccardi set. Holding. Looks back at second again. Now comes home with that big overhand breaking jug and stays high. And it's another walk. Oxborough issued his second walk here in the first inning as he trots down to first base. First walk by Zaccardi, third walk of the inning issued to Indian pitchers. So here's Inglett, singled and scored. Runners at first and second, 2 outs here in the inning. And Davitt trying to steer one into right field, came up empty on the breaking ball. And it's strike 1, 1 ball and no strikes. Zaccardi ready again. Comes home, and the next 1-0 pitch went too far, and it's 0-2. So Preston with 5 hits in the inning. They've plated 7. Helped out with 3 walks and a couple of errors behind the Century pitchers as well. Here's the 0-2. Goes back to that curveball again. And it misses, and it's now 1 ball and 2 strikes. He likes to throw that big overhand 12-6 breaking pitch. Unfortunately, he's not real consistent with the release point. So he hasn't really been able to find the strike zone consistently. Fastball misses down and away, 2-2. So deuce is wild for the Indians here. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 men on base. And the 2-2 pitch. Hit in the air along the right field side. Here comes the right fielder, Zotolo. He'll come up, make the catch, and finally the inning comes to the end for the Indians, who send 10, 11, 12 men to the plate. 7 come home to score on 5 hits. There was a couple of errors, and they leave 2 as well. We're done with an inning here on the Les Schwab Tire Logan North scoreboard after 1. It's the Indians 7 and the Century Diamondbacks 5.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
Franklin County Medical Center is proud to provide excellence in surgical and specialty healthcare right here in our community, making it extremely convenient to receive world-class care without even leaving the county. The best part is that we work closely with your primary care physicians to ensure a convenient and coordinated care experience. Our skilled surgeons are continually adding services to Franklin County, some you won't find anywhere in the greater Cache Valley area. Discover what is available right here at fcmc.org/specialty. You just might be surprised at what we have to offer.
Whether you're in need of timber frame buildings, estate entrances, trusses, pergolas, pavilions, or gazebos, the craftsmanship at Milestone Timberworks reflects our passion and commitment of building for the future. At the beginning and end of the day, it's about achieving the built environment where the truly great moments in life are experienced. We look forward to working with you. Visit milestonetimberworks.com today.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
Thank you. So a heck of a play over at third base by Thompson to make the out. That's 2 outs now here in the top of the second. As the ball hit in the air, that's going to be over Mendoza's head, and it's going to go all the way to the fence. As Zotolo got the ball out over the plate and hit it the other way, and he'll double off the left field fence, his second hit of the game. So let's get you caught up here in the inning. It was Blackhawk grounded out, and Flynn grounded out to third on a heck of a play by Thompson over at third base, diving into the hole. And then Zotolo doubles it into left field. Now here's Blake Phelan, who struck out his first time up. He's 0 for 1. Runner at second and 2 outs. Hammond's coming home after a long respite on the bench, as his team behind him sent a total of 12 men to the plate. Next pitch home is going to be rolled foul. That's over by the Preston dugout on the third base side. So we get a new ball in. Hammonds will exchange balls with the umpire. And it's a ball and a strike here on Phelan. Next pitch swung on and missed, and it's now 1-2. If you're a team like the Indians and you were able to come back and put up 7 runs, the thing you absolutely want your pitcher to do is go out and be aggressive and get 3 outs. The little fly ball to center, here comes Hobbs, but he's going to have to play it on a bounce. As Sotolo comes around, he'll come in and score. Now they throw back to second base, and they got Phelan hung up. They chase him back toward first. Oxborough runs him back to the bag, and they tag him not in time. Oxborough committed the cardinal sin and ran the man all the way back to the bag instead of throwing the ball and trying to keep him from advancing to the next base. Gleed was standing at the bag waiting for the ball, and Oxborough never threw it. So it's a flare hit for the RBI, and then the Indians play it into a double as they're unable to chase down Phelan trying to advance to second base. So it's 7-6. That's 2 hits here in the inning. And now here is Jackson Zaccardi, who is now the pitcher for the Diamondbacks, who singled home a run and scored back in the first inning. And with a chance to drive in another one here with a 2-out hit. As the pitch is down low, ball 2, 2 balls and no strikes. Yeah, you'll give a manager gray hair in a hurry if you mess up rundown plays like that. Ball hit in the air to center. Hobbs broke back, got to come up, and makes, nope, they're going to say he trapped it. So coming around third and coming home to score is Phelan, as Zaccardi with another RBI hit. And guess what, kids? We're tied again. It's 7-7. So 3 straight hits in the inning after a couple of good plays defensively by the Indians. Now here's Snyder as they go to first base, and Zaccardi back to the bag. So a 7-7 tie. As again they go to first base, and Zaccardi back to the bag again. Today's game brought to you by Evergreen Financial. When you're planning your future, trust the experts at Evergreen Financial in Preston. Set your appointment online at evergreenfinancialpartners.com. Pitch in the dirt, gets away, goes to the backstop, and down to second base goes Zaccardi. So first wild pitch of the day against Eli Hammonds. Next ball hit along the right field side. Slicing into foul ground. The trio of Indians giving chase, but it's going to land out of play. As just simply be a foul ball, and back to the plate will come Cooper Snyder. He walked his first time up here this afternoon. Next pitch is over again. And it's a ball and 2 strikes here on Snyder. 2 outs in the inning. The 1-2 is, called it a ball, or it would be 2 balls and 2 strikes as Newton took 2.5 steps toward the dugout. That had been a strike the first inning several times. As the next pitch, that's going to be sliced foul. And it's 1-2. So check that. Stays at 2-2, I should say. 7-7, 2 outs, top of the second. Next pitch again popped up. That'll again make the seats, and it stays at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Time called. Snyder stepped in. Now he wants to back out. So Zaccardi will run back and touch up at second base. Now Hammond ready, looks back at second, and the 2-2. Again, hit foul out along the right field side. As Snyder, left fielder, stays alive, keeps hitting them foul. Umpire looking for baseballs and said, just throw him in. He needs baseballs, so he's got one. Now he's one who comes in again. And we got a couple down here out along the right field foul area that one of the Century players now is going to go after. So again, the 2-2 is swung on and missed. By Snyder goes down on strikes, and the inning comes to an end, but not before Century scores 2 on 3 hits, no errors, and they leave a man on the Les Schwab Tire Logan North scoreboard as we head to the bottom of the second. It's Century 7 and Preston 7.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
We all have those times in life where having insurance has been a great comfort in helping to make a bad situation better. Naylor Insurance takes pride in being that friend there to help you when you need it the most. Serving the community since 1978, Naylor Insurance is proud to represent a number of carriers to fit your insurance needs through Mutual of Enumclaw. Stop by our new location, 223 North State Street in Preston.
Level 10 Life provides skilled, one-on-one life coaching sessions to help you unlock your next level in life. Our trained professionals specialize in health, life, and career coaching. Book a free consultation today at level10lifecoach.com.
Hi, my name is Penny Wright, born and raised in Preston. I am your local Medicare agent. I am here to give you the knowledge you need so you can make an informed and wise choice for your Medicare needs. Call me at 208-852-2367 if you're turning 65 or have any Medicare questions.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
So we move here to the bottom of the second inning. As for Century, 5 runs in the first. They come back and get 2 in the second and tie the game. We're even at 7 as we go to the bottom of the second inning. And here in the second inning, it'll be Thompson, Gleed, and Hammonds, the middle third of the order, due up here for the Preston Indians, who sent 12 men to the plate in the first inning of today's game. So Zaccardi on in relief as the first pitch here to Thompson is over for a strike, and it's 0-1. Zaccardi came in with nobody out and finally ended up getting out of the first inning, but not before Preston had scored 7 times. The 0-1 pitch goes to the backstop, and it's a ball and a strike. Thompson reached on an error and eventually came around to score as well in the first inning. 1 pitch swung on and missed. 1-2 on Connor Thompson, here to lead off in inning number 2. Zaccardi works on the extreme first base side of the rubber, peeks over the top of the glove. Now just kind of rocks into the motion and comes home with the next pitch. It's down low. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. He'll hold the glove around his chin as he's finally ready to start getting the signs. He'll move the glove up where he peeks over the top of it a lot. If you remember Randy Johnson, the way he would as the big unit, as the next pitch is a breaking ball hit foul back to the screen again, and it stays at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Speaking of the big unit, Randy Johnson did something today, or on this date in baseball history, it's very interesting, as the next pitch again is up high, runs the count full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. I say that now. Let me see if I can find it. Here it is. The 3-2 pitch, breaking ball, misses down low, and Thompson will walk to lead off here in the second inning. So Thompson heads down to first, leadoff man aboard for the Indians, and now here's Austin Gleed, who walked his first time up. It was on this date in 2001 that Randy Johnson tied a Major League record, although at the time it was not officially recognized as a record as the game went into extra innings. Johnson, who struck out a total of 20 batters in the game, as the first pitch here to Gleed is inside, ball one. He became the third pitcher to do that. Roger Clemens and Kerry Wood had also done that, but their games in which they did that did not go into extra innings, as that pitch is down low and it's 2-0. Because the game that Randy Johnson was pitching then for the Diamondbacks in 2001 went into extra innings, Major League Baseball did not originally recognize it as a record. As that next pitch goes to the backstop, and that's going to send Thompson down to second base on a very wild pitch. So that was on this date in 2001. Oh, yeah, by the way, the Diamondbacks would win the game. And the Diamondback pitcher, next pitcher in, replacing Johnson, struck out another batter and ended up striking out 21 in the game. Next pitch took the lead, over for a strike. Today's game brought to you by Franklin County Medical Center, with the finest care that you'll find in all of the Cache Valley. And the next pitch home is up high, ball four, back-to-back walks, as Glee will now get a free pass as well. So that's 5 walks in the game now issued to the Indians. And with 2 on and nobody out, here comes Eli Hammonds, who singled in a pair of runs his first time up. But first, here comes Coach Blackhawk to the mound again to come out and talk to his pitcher. As he's coming out to talk to Zaccardi, and let's see, he's going to bring a hook with him this time. Yes, he is. So another pitching change coming up here. We'll again take a timeout. We'll come back and tell you who's coming in again this time for the Diamondbacks when we come back right after this.
KACH, MyLocalRadio.com.
Since 2005, North Star's Ultimate Outdoors has been Cache Valley's source for fun and adventure. It's here you can find the biggest selection of snowmobiles, ATVs, utility vehicles, and handheld power equipment from the brand names you know, such as Steel, Polaris, and Yamaha. The professionally trained staff at North Star's Ultimate Outdoors of Preston has what it takes to get you out on the nation's leading brands. The best deals in the best town. North Star's Ultimate Outdoors. It's where the fun starts. 777 North State Street, Preston.
When you are looking for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, but you want something that is ready to eat now, always stop at the Stokes Market Deli in Preston. With cold and hot cases, you can always find food that is fresh, hot, or cold. Sandwiches, soup, salads, deviled eggs, donuts, wraps, cheese trays, desserts, and a hot and delicious buffet. A meal out doesn't have to be at a restaurant. Come and enjoy something for everyone at the Stokes Market Deli today. 217 South State Street in Preston.
Hey ladies, Magnolia Road Clothing Store has moved to a new location here in Preston. They can now be found at 12 North State Street. That's just 1 block north of their previous location. They are still the one stop to create that new look that you have been looking for. Whether it's tops, bottoms, shoes and boots, or many different accessories, they have it. And at the same low prices that they've been known for years. So when you're looking to update your wardrobe, there's still no need to go to the big cities or the dreaded mall. Stay local here at Magnolia Road. Stop by their new location at 12 North State Street in downtown Preston, just 1 block north of their previous location. Stop in today. It's Magnolia Road. New pitcher for the Diamondbacks is Dak Paulson. Paulson comes in, and first batter he will face is Eli Hammonds with 2 on and nobody out. And the first pitch is popped up in the infield. Infield fly rule called. Paulson standing right on the edge of the mound, able to make the catch for the first out. So 1 out. And now here comes Clayton Hobbs, who singled his first time up and eventually came around to score as well. So Zaccardi goes an inning plus. 2 hits charged to him. He's given up a run so far, but he's still responsible for the 2 men on base. Hobbs cues 1 foul over on the third base side, and it's 0-1. He walked 3, did not strike out anybody, and believe it or not, for the Indians, they have not yet had anybody strike out in the game so far. Next pitch in the dirt, knocked down neatly by Maddox, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. So Flynn gave up 3 hits. Zaccardi gives up 2, and that's a ground ball foul just outside of first. So everybody will come back, and it goes rather to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Les Schwab Tire is your place to go when you need help with your car. Les Schwab, the official sponsor of the scoreboard here for the Preston Indians. Yeah, they are your one-stop for tires, brakes, alignment, and more. Check it out for yourself at 1986 North Main in North Logan. So a ball and 2 strikes, and the pitch home is hit in the air along the left field side. Long run coming over. Snyder into foul ground. Can't get it. Got there, but just couldn't hang on to it. And it stays at a ball and 2 strikes. Long run, so no error on the play. 7-7 tie, bottom of the second. 1 out, 2 men on for the Indians. Thompson and Gleed both walked as they stand at first and second. Next pitch again is down low. There goes the runner for third, and Thompson's going to score, get up and come home as the ball ends up in left field. And it's another error on the play against the Indians, this one against the catcher. So Thompson steals third. Then the wide throw goes into left field. That's an error on the catcher, Maddox. That's the 3rd error of the game against Century, and Preston regains the lead again at 8-7. On the throw into left field, that goes a ground ball to the right side. Picked up there. They'll flip it to the pitcher coming over. Look out, a collision at first base. Paulson able to hang on to it and step on the bag to get the out. Now there's 2 outs as Hobbs is out 3-1. Gleedon's over at third base. He went to second on the air, now over to third on the ground out. And with 2 outs and the runner at third base, here's Xavier Mendoza. He singled his first time up as well. See if we can get you caught up on the Major League scoreboard here as we go along, as we go to the next inning. A couple of games already underway in the big leagues today. We'll update those scores for you coming up. So here's Mendoza with 4 hits now against the Diamondbacks on the year, as that first pitch is down low, ball 1. He was 0 for 1 on Friday, but he was also walked, and he was hit by a pitch as well. So he did get on base a couple of times. Breaking ball. And you're going to say that nibbled off a piece of the corner, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. So Preston's regained the lead. They scored a run here in the second inning. It's now 8-7. As that pitch again misses down and away. And it's 2 balls and a strike on Mendoza. Paulson, the 3rd pitcher of the game, used by Centuries. The next pitch is swung on and missed. So the count evens at 2-2. Paulson's next pitch is hit foul, as Mendoza will stay up there. New ball for Paulson as he heads back out to the bump. Center fielder playing quite shallow for the Diamondbacks, and the next pitch misses high and away, runs the count full, 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. I believe that's Flynn playing in center field now. Pitcher who started the game. And the 3-2 pitch is swung on and missed. But Preston gets a run in the inning on no hits, pair of walks, an error, and they leave 1 on base. So they regain the lead after two innings complete here this afternoon on the Les Schwab Tire Logan North scoreboard. It reads the Preston Indians 8 and the Century Diamondbacks 7.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
People oftentimes ask us, why do people from other areas of the valley or other parts of the state or drive so far to come here? And a lot of times I'll ask them, so why did you drive past several different dealers to come and buy your car here? And a lot of times they say, I just like the environment here. I like the low pressure. They don't play games. You guys are straightforward with me. You don't, trick me into buying something I don't want. We take care of people the way we want to be treated, and so they'll drive a ways to do that.
WestMotorCompany.com. Hey ladies, Magnolia Road Clothing Store has moved to a new location here in Preston. They can now be found at 12 North State Street. That's just 1 block north of their previous location. They are still the one stop to create that new look that you have been looking for. Whether it's tops, bottoms, shoes and boots, or many different accessories, they have it. And at the same low prices that they've been known for years. So when you're looking to update your wardrobe, there's still no need to go to the big cities or the dreaded mall. Stay local here at Magnolia Road. Stop by their new location at 12 North State Street in downtown Preston, just 1 block north of their previous location. Stop in today. It's Magnolia Road.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
Well, we'll move here to the third inning on KACH Preston and on My Local Radio. Dan Hubbard here, John Beverly back in the studio as we first pitch here in the top of the third inning. It misses down low and outside, ball 1. Jack Maddox, Dax Paulson, and C.J. Short to hit here for the Diamondbacks here in the top of inning number 3. Well, we promised you a look at games around the big leagues today. Let's get you caught up on the scoreboard as the pitch popped up in the infield. Coming up to make the play on the infield grass is the shortstop, Austin Gleed, and there's 1 out. 2 games underway already here this evening, as in the big leagues today. Detroit is hosting the Cleveland Guardians as they play in the top of the 4th inning, and the Tigers leading 3-1 as the first pitch to Paulson swung on and missed. And those incredible Tampa Bay Rays on the road tonight in Baltimore as they play in the 2nd innings. That ball's popped up. Oxborough again on the infield grass. We'll put the squeeze on that. And a couple of pop-ups in the infield, and there's 2 outs here in the 3rd. So Tampa Bay leading at Baltimore 1-0 as they play in the bottom of the 2nd inning. Everything else comes up later on tonight. So here is C.J. Short, the second baseman. Struck out looking his first time up. And the first pitch, look out. And that's going to hit him come inside and hit him. So that's the first hit batter for either team this afternoon. As that'll take us back to the top of the order again, and Eli Blackhawk will come up. Blackhawk reached on an error and grounded out. 0 for 2 officially on the day. As Short taking a little extra time down there at first base, putting on that sliding pad, and also trying to make his ribs feel a little bit better as he finally gets to the bag. So the umpire says we're good, puts the mask back on. He'll settle back in behind home plate, and here's Blackhawk. Hammond's ready to go to first base, and back to the bag over there is Short. So other games coming up tonight. Actually, one game just getting underway. That's Colorado at Pittsburgh. No score so far in the game. Oakland will be at New York. That comes up probably getting started right about now as well. Chicago White Sox are in Kansas City to take on the Royals. The Dodgers on the road in Milwaukee to take on the Crew. As again they go back to first base. Speaking of Oakland and Kansas City, I'm guessing that the radio, or I should say the television broadcaster for the Oakland A's is not going to want to go back to visit Kansas City anytime soon. A slip of the tongue is going to cost him a suspension and maybe even his job by the time the year's over. As the next pitch, ground ball, that's going to be into left field for Blackhawk. His first hit of the day. Going to second base and staying there is short. As Blackhawk has his first hit, and that'll bring up Gavin Flynn. St. Louis will be at Chicago. Houston's in Southern California to take on the Angels tonight. Texas at Seattle. Miami is in Arizona to take on the Diamondbacks, and Washington is in the Bay Area to play the Giants. In case you didn't hear the news, the Oakland broadcasters or TV broadcasters thought they'd spend a nice Sunday before the game and pitch to Gavin Floyd, misses down low, 1-1. They went out and had lunch, took the tour of the Negro League Baseball Museum at Kauffman Stadium before the game. And that ball popped up right around home plate, and I knew better to start that story with 2 outs. Tell you about it when we come back after the break. No runs in the inning, a hit, and a couple of men left in the inning for the Diamondbacks. We'll go to the bottom of the third. Still, Preston on top, 8-7.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
It's always refreshing to shop where you know you'll be appreciated. It's even better to know that you can get everything you need, quality parts at fair prices. The team at Preston Auto Parts CarQuest appreciates every customer. They work hard to make sure that you have the right part the first time, on time. Whether it's motorcycles, farm and ranch, lawn and garden, or car or truck parts, you can always get it all at Preston Auto Parts CarQuest. Stop in where you'll be treated like a friend. 17 South State Street, Preston. If you're looking for someplace new as you head into your golden years, look into the tradition of quality designer homes built by Ralph's Construction in the Blue Sage Park area of Preston. Working in Phase 3 now, with Phase 4 starting soon, these homes can be built to a floor plan that you desire, or Ralph's Construction has other options that you're sure to fall in love with. Call today for more information, 435-232-1837. Now is the time to plan for the finest home of your lifetime. Ralph's Construction, 435-232-1837.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
So here come the Indians as we go to the bottom of the third. Jackson Merrill lead it off, then back up to the top of the order, and Brody Newton and Kate Oxborough do up as the pitch misses outside to Merrill. 1 ball and no strikes, who grounded out his first time up. Anyway, just to complete the thought on the unfortunate slip of the tongue by the Oakland A's television team yesterday, and I'm sure he didn't mean it. I'm sure it was a total accident that it came out, but he said they went out and they had lovely barbecue for lunch, and then they took a tour of the pitch to Merrill over for a strike, and he meant to say the Negro Baseball Hall of Fame, Negro League Baseball Hall of Fame. And I don't have to say what he said if it got him in trouble. As that pitch popped up in the infield, the second baseman, that is short to make the play. It got him suspended. It's going to cost him some money. And it would not surprise me if it cost him his job by the end of the year. So 1 out. Let's go back to the top of the order. Now here's Brody Newton. Today's game brought to you by Preston Auto Parts CarQuest. The third inning of today's game. Breaking ball misses outside, ball 1. Preston Auto Parts CarQuest, where you can get what you need for your car or truck to keep it running strong. Stop in where you'll be treated like a friend. 17 South State Street in Preston. And I can hear you. I can hear everybody thinking out there. Okay, Smarty, you ever said anything on the air you didn't mean to say? Nope. As that pitch outside, 2 balls and a strike. I've never said anything like that. Comes the 2-0. This is down and away. 3 balls and no strikes on Brody Newton. I've learned my lesson one way, however. I know that I can't eat 4 hours before a game. I won't say anything wrong, but I'll certainly belch. As that pitch over for a strike, it's 3-1. Now the 3-1 offering. Lined into right field. Started in. Now having to go back is Tolo. He's there and makes the catch. So 2 outs. And now here is Cade Oxborough. Cade's been up there twice. Nothing to show for it. He's walked twice. Scored once and was left on base one other time. So 2 outs, and here's the Preston first baseman. And the first pitch home to Ox is swung on and missed. Next pitch home to Cade is swung on. And it's 0-2 on Oxborough here in the top of, or the bottom rather, of inning number 3. Preston leading 8-7. The 0-2 pitch, big breaking ball, misses outside as Paulson just kind of showed it to him. 0-2 pitch, if you're going to show it to him, you want to miss off the plate where he can't turn on it. And the 1-2 on the way. Hit in the air, right field. Sotolo's got to go back, still going back. The ball's carrying, and it's going to roll all the way to the 340 mark. Ox to second. He's going to turn and head to third as the throw back into the infield gets away. It's a 2-out triple for Oxborough, and he stands at third base with 2 outs. Now here's Davin Inglet. Hit number 6 in the game for the Indians. Ball got up in the air, and it just kept going and kept going. Zotolo had to chase it all the way out to the 340 mark. And before they could get it back in, Oxborough was standing at third. Here's Inglet trying to pick him up with 2 outs. And the first pitch is a fastball that's on the outside corner for a strike, and it's 0-1. The 0-1 on the way is up high and evens the count at 1s. 8-7 Indians on the Les Schwab Tire Logan North scoreboard as we play here in the bottom of inning number 3. Fastball on the outside corner for a strike, and Inglet now in the hole, 1-2. So a ball and 2 strikes. Paulson ready, coming home. The 0-2 pitch in the dirt, gets away. Guess what? Here comes Oxborough to the plate on the wild pitch. Will come home and score. So Preston adds a run thanks to the wild pitch. And it makes it 9-7. So Preston with that big number in the first inning and single runs in each of the next 2. As Paulson goes back to the windup, misses outside, and the pitch to Inglet now runs the count full, 3-2. And here comes the 3-2 pitch as Paulson ready, rocks and comes home. And the 3-2 is swung on and missed, and the inning is over. But not before the Preston Indians add a run. 1 run, 1 hit. The triple with 2 outs by Oxborough, and he's able to come home on the wild pitch. There was no errors and nobody left. We're done with 3. We'll go to the 4th. Preston up by a score of 9-7.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
Hi, I'm Brad Phillips, professional trainer and owner of Puppy Steps Training. I believe that life is more enjoyable with a well-trained dog. That's why my team and I have come together to give you the ultimate dog training experience through Puppy Steps Training. Our 8-week board and train program is specifically designed to give your puppy a head start on life. Along with access to our extensive training material, you will receive daily progress reports, weekly photo and video updates, and a hands-on training demonstration. Discover the ultimate dog training experience with Puppy Steps Training, the premier dog training facility in northern Utah, and proud supporter of Westside and Preston High School athletics.
There's no better family activity than a night out at the movies. Worm Creek Opera House Theater on State Street in Preston is your local home for first-run family movies. The historic theater offers top-flight comfort, the coolest refreshments, and quality entertainment, all at family prices. Stop by the Worm Creek Opera House at 70 South State Street in downtown Preston. For tickets, show times, and a list of upcoming attractions, go to wormcreek.org.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
3 innings in the book here this afternoon for the Diamondbacks. 7 runs on a total of 8 hits. They've committed an error, and they left 4 men on base. 9 runs for the Indians on 6 hits. They also have committed an error. In fact, the Diamondbacks have committed 3 errors, and Preston has left 3. So Eli Hammond going into his 4th inning of work, and the first pitch is hit foul, and it's 0-1 as Rickson Sotolo leads off here in the top of the 4th as that pitch bounces up there, and it's a ball and a strike. All right, parents, you want to get your kids into some summer camps, help them develop their sports skills? Well, the Preston High School summer camp program is coming up. Volleyball, soccer, football, and basketball camps all coming up, both for boys and girls. As the pitch is down low again, ball 2, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Registration forms are available at the school. As that ball's driven toward the gap in left center, Hobbs can't cut it off. In fact, he's going to have to chase it all the way to the fence. As he'll pick it up, fire it back in, and it's a leadoff double by Sotolo here in the top of the 4th inning. So hit number 9 on the game for the Century Diamondbacks. And now here's Blake Phelan, who's had an RBI single and struck out. He's 1 for 2. Anyway, registrations are available at the high school office, or you can go on to the Preston High School Facebook page, and you can download and print the forms there. Mail in or hand carry in the completed forms back to the high school. As first pitch over for a strike, and it's 0-1. Camps are good for most of the sports for kindergarten through 8th grade, and they get started as soon as the end of the month. As the pitch in the dirt gets away from the catcher, Newton, as down to third base, will go Sotolo. So Phelan, who homered here the other day on Friday, now representing the tying run as he stands at home plate, and jerks one down the left field line, but it's going to go foul. Got just a little bit too far out in front of it and hit it foul. Today's game brought to you by Papa J's Deli and Jerky in Clifton. Remember, you can go online to order their world-class jerky. You can get it at papajs.com. Next pitch, half swing, tapped it foul, in and out of the glove of Newton at home plate. And it stays at 1 ball and 2 strikes. The 1-2. Nope, balk. So no pitch. They called the balk on Hammonds, and that's going to get the run in anyway as Sotolo comes home to make it 9-8. So Hammonds didn't stop all the way, just kind of bounced at the bottom instead of coming set. He caught that and called the balk, but it's not going to matter much because that ball's going to go for extra bases down into the left field corner. Mendoza fields it down at the 340 mark, and that's going to be a double for Phelan. And now the tying run stands at second base. Still nobody out, and here's Jackson Zaccardi. Zaccardi with a pair of singles, driven in a pair of runs today. He's 2 for 2. Hammond ready. Breaking ball, hit foul. Popped up on the first base side, and it's going to go out of play, and it's 0-1. Of course, baseball fans saddened to hear the passing yesterday of former American League MVP and 3-time All-Star when World Series champion Vida Blue, as that ball's banged to center. That's going to be in for a hit. Hobbs over to get it. They're going to send Phelan home. And once again, it's a brand new game as we're tied at 9 on Zaccardi's 3rd RBI hit of the day. So a pair of runs here in the top of the 4th inning. And Century gets even yet again as we're even at 9. Still nobody out, and here's Cooper Snyder. So Vida Blue, the hard-throwing left-hander, who became one of baseball's highest draws in the early 70s. I remember watching him on TV when I was a kid. I used to love watching him. Was part of the starting rotation for the A's when they won 3 straight World Series titles in the 70s. As the pitch is down low, ball 1 here to Snyder. Went on to play for the Giants as well. Was an all-star in both leagues. Passed away yesterday. As again they go to first base, and back to the bag over there is Zaccardi. He was 73 years of age. Really had his career derailed into the 80s as that ball sliced along the line, and it's going to be a fair ball. As sliding into second base is Zaccardi, as once again the Indians are bit by the cheap little hit along the right field line. Pocatello did it 2 or 3 times yesterday, as Snyder hits one off the end of the bat and drops it just inside the foul line. And that's 4 straight hits in the inning here for the Diamondbacks. And now here is the catcher, Jack Maddox, bunting and bunts it foul and stays foul as Newton hops on it in a hurry. The official cause of death was complications stemming from cancer for Vida Blue. But as we mentioned, certainly the drug problem that he had back in the early 80s certainly derailed his life. And as we mentioned, he was 73 when he passed away yesterday. Next pitch to Maddox, misses down and in. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Some other interesting news that came out late yesterday afternoon. The story broke as Hammonds bluffs back to second base. The Dodgers and the Padres, who just finished a 3-game series down in San Diego last night, as that pitch is inside. Ball 2, 2 balls and a strike. The Dodgers and the Padres will start the regular season next year playing 3 games in South Korea. As they go back to second base, and not in time. Little timing play as Inglet snuck in behind the runner, Zaccardi, but couldn't quite get there in time. Everybody's safe. Runners remain at first and second here for the Diamondbacks. 2 balls and a strike on Maddox. As the next pitch, Maddox shows bunt, punches it foul. And it stays at 2. It goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes. That story originally reported by the San Diego Union Tribune. Baseball has not confirmed the news, at least not as of this morning. But it looks like the Dodgers and the Giants get a chance to take a little trip. Of course, they played in Mexico down earlier in the year. Mexico City, they played games this year. As that's hit foul. That's off the third base side. Stays at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Of course, next month, the Cubs and the Cardinals will renew their rivalry when they're going to go over and play in London. Hammond's ready, and time called. As holding the ball and took too much time, and Maddox asked for and got timeout. So it stays at 2-2. Maddox 1 for 2 today. He's doubled back in the first and popped up. Here comes the 2-2 offering. Swung on and missed. Dropped by Newton. He's got to pick it up and throw to first base, and he does in time there. And both runners still able to move up. So the strikeout, 2-3 on the putout. But it shouldn't have mattered anyway because first base was occupied at the time of the pitch was thrown, so it didn't matter. So both runners able to move up. They're now at second and third as Maddox out on strike. That's the first out of the inning. And now here's Dax Paulson. Paulson had a scoring fly ball, and he's popped up. He's 0 for 2, 0 for 1 officially. As the first pitch misses down low. 1 ball and no strikes. 9-9 tie, 1 out here in the fourth. Remember, the winner takes on Pocatello tomorrow. That ball lined inside third and down the line. That's going to get 1 in. That's going to get 2 in. As Century regains the lead on a double by Dax Paulson, and it's 11-9. Century gains the lead back. So we'll get a runner at second base as Paulson, the pitcher, will have able to go back to the dugout, as Mendez will run at second base here for the Diamondbacks. And here's C.J. Short, who takes the first pitch down low. Ball 1, 1 ball and no strikes. Chasen Mendez is the runner at second. Outfield straight away for the Indians. Still only 1 out here in the inning. Holding now the next pitch. That's popped up. Foul territory, first base side. It's going to land on the first base dugout. And a new ball in for Hammonds. And back into the box, C.J. Short. Hammonds ready again. Again, they're going to show bunt. They get it down. Good bunt. Down to get it. Hammonds throws to first in time for the out. It'll go as a sacrifice, which gets Paulson over to third base. So 1-3. The sacrifice works. 2 outs now in the inning as Paulson moves up to third. And with 2 outs, the 8th batter to hit in the inning comes up here for Century as we go back to the top of the order, and Elias Blackhawk, who singled his last time up, as this one's bounced foul outside of third, and it's no balls and 1 strike. Blackhawk, 1 for 3 on the day. Two outs in the inning. 4 runs home here in the inning for the Diamondbacks to not only tie but regain the lead, as it's now 11-9. As Elias hits it foul back into the screen, and it's no balls and 2 strikes. Speaking of all the runs that have been scored, the White Sox did something yesterday they hadn't done in 16 years. They scored 11 runs in an inning yesterday. As that next pitch bounces up there, misses. As Paulson stays at third base, as Newton pops on it in a hurry. Hanser Alberto had 4 hits in the game, including a career-high 4 RBIs. As the White Sox, with 11 runs in an inning, went on to beat the Reds yesterday. As the pitch misses, it's 2-2. The White Sox beat the Reds yesterday 17-4. The 11 runs is the most in an inning in 16 years for the White Sox. Again, grounded foul, and the 3rd most ever in franchise history. They scored 11 runs in the 5th inning back in September 2007 at Kansas City. 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball misses outside now, and the count goes to 3 balls and 2 strikes. Tell you what, it's gone from partly cloudy to mostly cloudy and getting dark. As, again, look out, that spins Elias around. And that'll bring the 9th man to the plate in the inning for the 2nd time today for the Diamondbacks. Runners at the corners. Second walk given up by Hammonds today. Now here is Gavin Floyd, who was 1 for 3. Here the wind's starting to blow a little bit as Hammonds backs off. Four runs on 5 hits and a walk in the inning as Blackhawk does not run on the first pitch. That's a surprise. And the pitch misses down and away, ball 1. Next pitch, there goes Blackhawk this time. This one's rolled foul over on the first base side, over by the Indian dugout on the third base side. Today's game brought to you by Magnolia Road. Ladies, remember, when it's time to shop for that new look, go to Magnolia Road. They have a new location as well. They've moved 1 block north. You'll now find them at 12 North State Street in downtown Preston. The 1-1. Foul back into the screen once again. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. (11-9) Century leads on the Les Schwab Tire Logan North scoreboard. And next pitch again hit foul back into the screen. So it stays at 1-2. Hammonds looks back over at first where Blackhawk hangs out. As the next pitch popped up, that's going to make the customers back here behind home plate, though. And it stays at 1 ball and 2 strikes. As the wind now really starting to gust up big time. Folks who thought they had a nice day waiting for them in shorts and T-shirts down here now starting to seek cover a little bit, which makes you wonder if it's maybe starting to sprinkle as the 1-2 pitch is down low and Blackhawk's going to advance to second base. So Blackhawk goes to second. 1-2 with 2 outs. Don't see any raindrops as the next pitch again misses down low and is now 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Hammond's ready. Here's the 3-2 pitch. And it's low, ball 4. He walks the bases loaded. So Paulson's at third, Blackhawk at second, Flynn at first. And here's Rickson Sodato coming up for the second time. He doubled his first time up, and now Kenny Inglett's going to come out to the mound and try to get a word here with Hammonds. Hammonds has thrown a lot of pitches, not only in this inning but in the game. Remember, they batted around in the first inning as well, and Sodato coming to the plate is the 10th batter here in this inning. So Sodato, who's 3 for 3, has doubled twice, singled, scored 3 times, and driven in a run. Probably the absolute last guy you want to see with the bases loaded, and the first pitch is swung on and hit foul off the third base side. So 0-1 on Sodato. 4 runs home here in the inning. 5 hits. Sodato goes hacking again, hits it along the left field line, but the wind's going to bring it back in, and it falls fair. 1 runs in. Coming to third base and staying there on the 4th hit of the game for Sodato, and it's 13-9. So he drives in 2 more as Paulson and Blackhawk both score. And now here's Blake Phelan. Phelan with a pair of hits on the game. He's 2 for 3 and he's scored twice. First pitch to Phelan is in the dirt. Ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. So Century with a big inning of their own. They have 6 runs here in the inning as that pitch is swung on and missed, and it's 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. Half swing. Does he go too far? Yes, he does, says the plate umpire, and it's now 1-2. Little number back to the mound. Hammonds bobbles, but he's able to recover. Flip to first in time for the out, and the inning finally comes to an end. 11 batters come to the plate here for the Century Diamondbacks. 6 of them come home. On a total of 6 hits in the inning. And they leave a couple of men on base as well. We'll go to the bottom of the 4th as Century has come back, and now they now lead by 4. It's 13-9, Century on top as we go bottom 4 from here at Tony Hansen Field.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
Hi, I'm Brad Phillips, professional trainer and owner of Puppy Steps Training. I believe that life is more enjoyable with a well-trained dog. That's why my team and I have come together to give you the ultimate dog training experience through Puppy Steps Training. Our 8-week board and train program is specifically designed to give your puppy a head start on life. Along with access to our extensive training material, you will receive daily progress reports, weekly photo and video updates, and a hands-on training demonstration. Discover the ultimate dog training experience with Puppy Steps Training, the premier dog training facility in northern Utah, and proud supporter of Westside and Preston High School athletics.
Papa J's World Headquarters in Clifton, Idaho, started on the dream of a man who wanted to give back to his small-town farming community. 20 years later, it's a place renowned for its gourmet beef jerky, deli, and uniquely friendly customer experience. The friendly staff at Papa J's invites you to come in or find them online at papajs.com, where you can have the unique taste of Papa J's beef jerky shipped to you all with a click of a button. Papa J's, world-class jerky in small-town USA. papajs.com.
Listen for Dan Hubbard and Preston Indian Sports on KACH.
All right, here we go to the bottom of the 4th. Taking a while to get here. The game is an hour and 40 minutes old as Connor Thompson leads it off here for the Indians. As big innings abound today between the two teams. As that ball hit along the right field line, Zatolo coming over just as he crosses into foul territory, makes the catch for the out. So Thompson's out. And there's one out. And now here is Austin Gleed, who has walked twice and has scored a run. You can tell the wind is really starting to pick up more now because there's also starting to be little bits of garbage blowing around on the field. First pitch to Gleed. That is over for a strike, and it's 0-1. Century's had 5 runs in an inning, 6 runs in an inning. Preston, of course, had 7 runs in the bottom of the first inning today. So it's a crooked number bonanza here as the pitch from Paulson, big overhand curveball that gets away, goes to the backstop, and it's 2 balls and a strike. Paulson, right-hander, stands on the rubber, and here he comes with the 2-1. That's outside again, ball 3. 3 balls and a strike on Gleed. Eli Hammonds waits on deck. And the 3-1 pitch. Look out, up and in, that hits him. So Austin gets plunked. He'll head down to first base with 1 out. First Preston batter to be hit today. And now here's Hammonds. Eli singled in a pair of runs back in the first and was out on an infield fly rule, so he's 1 for 2 on the day. You know, when the umpires got here a couple hours ago, they told me that it was it was raining like crazy in Pocatello when they left to come here. As the first pitch misses outside, ball one. They indicated the clouds and the storm were moving north. As this may have come up from the south, I guess. As that ball lined into right field, that's a base hit for Hammonds. Up to get it quickly, Sotolo. He'll get it back in. Runners at first and second, and still only one out for the Indians. As Hammonds has his second hit of the day. And now here is Clayton Hobbs. Hobbs single back in the first and grounded out. He's 1 for 2. So a ball. First pitch to Hobbs in the dirt, gets away from Maddox, and both runners will move up 90 feet. It'll be a wild pitch with that ball in the dirt. Lead goes to third, Hammonds to second. That takes the force off. In fact, they're going to say that pitch hit Hobbs instead, as the bases are loaded, as Hobbs is going to be awarded first base. As Paulson's hit 2 in the inning, and now here is Zabian Mendoza with the bases full. First pitch to Mendoza is outside, ball 1, 1 ball and no strikes. (13-9) Century leading. Ground ball up the middle, could be 2. Whoops! As Blackhawk knocked it down, lost a play at the double play, and then throws back behind the runner at third, doesn't get him. So the second error of the day on Blackhawk, as Mendoza will reach. Everybody's safe, and Preston gets one of those runs back, and the bases remain loaded. So it's 13-10, and now here's Jackson Merrill. As that pitch is outside, ball 1. Major League Baseball is now kind of doing what the NFL is doing, is they're now taking the amateur draft and moving it around to different places around the country. Of course, the draft that's coming up later this summer, as that pitch over for a strike and it's 1-1, as Major League Baseball announced that the Major League Draft will be held at Lumen Field in Seattle, which is where the Seattle Seahawks play. As that pitch misses outside, ball 2, 2 balls and a strike. Of course, Lumen Field was built on the old site of the Kingdome, so it does fit that the amateur draft will be held on the old site of where the Mariners used to play. As time called, Maddox going to go to the dugout. As the pitch outside goes to 3-1. Looks like he has to go get a new glove. So 3 balls and a strike on Jackson Merrill. As Maddox back in behind home plate. The draft will take place on Sunday, July 9th. As a part of the All-Star Weekend festivities. As a pitch foul back into the glove of Maddox. And it's 3 balls and 2 strikes. Hear the wind whipping around through the microphones, and the 3-2 pitch is swung on and held on to by Maddox. Nope, he dropped it apparently. So it's a foul ball, as Maddox will stay up there. Bases loaded for the Indians, 1 out. As the next pitch again hit foul, that'll hit back up here on top of the roof of the press box. And Maddox again stays alive at 3-2. Here comes Paulson's 3-2 pitch. It's high, ball 4. So a good at-bat by Merrill as he works a walk. That forces a run over. That's the second run of the inning for the Indians, as it's now 13-11. Bases remain loaded. Back to the top of the order now, and Brody Newton will come back up. Newton 1 for 3, singled, and flew out a couple of times. Time, as Brody asks for and gets timeout, backs out, now climbs back in. Paulson, first pitch little drop down breaking balls and dandy. It's over for a strike, and it's 0-1. Paulson ready again. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Hit in the air along the right field line. That's going to go foul. And it's 0-2 on Brody Newton. Paulson working quickly. Why not in this win? I want to get out of it too, as that ball's jerked foul down the left field line this time by Newton, as that breaking pitch hung on the inside half. He turned on it but hit it foul. So Paulson ready again. Comes the 0-2 pitch. Ground ball to third. They're going to come home. They get the force out there. It pulled him off the bag. As the umpire didn't say something. Umpire hasn't made a single indication as of yet. They hit the ground ball to the third baseman field, and he came home as the throw pulled the catcher off the plate. Now finally, 30 seconds later, the home plate umpire says safe. I don't know what you're waiting for. So Hobbs able to come home and score. Everybody moves up. Infield choice, a fielder's choice rather, is Newton will reach first base. Still only one out in the inning as the third run of the inning comes home. I don't know what the home plate umpire was thinking about. I mean, he's either safe or he's not. As the first pitch to Oxborough is a breaking ball that's half swing. He goes too far. I mean, it got to the point where they threw the ball back to the catcher Maddox and stepped on the base again, thinking that maybe they both missed the base. And the umpire still had not made a call. And it wasn't until probably 10 seconds after that happened that he finally indicated safe. As the breaking ball misses, and it's 1-1 strike on Kate Oxborough. One of the craziest things I've ever seen. Pitch to Ox, half swing along the line. That is a fair ball. Mendoza scores. Merrill comes around third. He will stay there as again they go station to station. As Oxborough with an RBI hit. So Mendoza comes home. Preston gets 4 in the inning, and it's a brand new game again as we're tied at 13. This game can't get any crazier. Of course, look at me. I just spoke too soon as the pitch is swung on and missed. So here's England at the plate. After Century sent 12 men to the plate in the top half of the inning, here's England, who's the 9th batter for the Indians to hit here as they bat around for the second time in an inning in the game. They had 12 men come to the plate in the bottom of the first today when they scored 7 times. Paulson standing on the rubber, now rocks. Here he comes with the 1-1 to Inglet. Misses down and away, ball 2. Merrill's at third, Newton at second, Oxborough at first. 4 runs home in the inning. Preston's tied the game. It's 13-13 on the Les Schwab Tire Logan North scoreboard. Next pitch, again, misses down and away. Of course, the wind blowing, and as the clouds continue to move in, and it's 10 minutes of 6. The game's almost 2 hours old already, and we're not even out the 4th inning. The 3-1. Pitch to Inglet, hit along the right field line. It's going to be over the left fielder Zatolo's head, but foul. And a good thing, because that would have cleared the bases. So everybody will go back to their spots, and it goes to, I believe it's 3 balls and 2 strikes on Davin Inglet as he comes back to the plate. Today's game brought to you by Farmers Insurance, the Smith Agency. Don't leave the things that matter to chance. Call the Smith Agency at 208-852-2364. Now the next pitch home to Davin. hold into left field. That's going to get down for a hit. Over to get it is Snyder. Once again, they're going to go station to station. And where is the runner going? He's going to third base, but there's already somebody standing there as Newton got a little bit over anxious and headed for third base. But there's still a man standing there. So Inglet singles in a run as Merrill comes in. Newton's at third, Oxborough at second, Inglet at first, and now here's the 10th batter in the inning. That's Connor Thompson as he takes the first pitch for a strike. Thompson today has reached on an error, walked, he's scored twice, and fouled out his last time up. Preston's regained the lead at 14-13. You got to make your extra points, I guess. As Thompson hits that pitch foul again, and it's 2-1. So the wind, the clouds moving in. We can see some rain out over past the left field foul pole. Hopefully that's not going to come our way. 0-2 pitch on the way to Thompson. Hit in the air, popped up, short right as the second baseman goes out. It'll be an infield fly rule. That'll be the second out of the inning, as Thompson has made both outs here in the bottom of the fourth inning. So 2 outs. And now here's Austin Gleed. And in all this craziness, 27 runs on the board between the two teams, and Gleed still looking for a first official at-bat of the day. As the pitch gets away, goes to the backstop. Here comes the runner to score, as coming in for the Indians was the pinch runner, and they now lead at 15-13. As the runner for Newton comes in, as Sager Keller was the designated runner. So everybody moves up. Oxborough goes to third. Inglet now at second. And 1 ball, no strikes on Gleed. Next pitch home to Austin. Swung on and missed. It's 1-1. Gleed has walked twice and was hit by a pitch. So without an official at bat, as he stands at home plate, and his team has scored 15 runs in the game. As the next pitch misses outside, and it's 2 balls and a strike. Austin's also scored twice today and has an RBI to his credit. When he walked in the first inning, he walked with the bases loaded. As that one bounces up there, heck of a play by Maddox to keep it from going to the backstop, and it's 3 balls and a strike. Got enough cars parked out along the fence line in right center field. We may need their headlights before this game is over. The 3-1 is on the corner, runs the count full. So a little bit of advantage here for Gleed as he runs the count full, which means that Paulson's got to throw a pretty good pitch or he's going to walk the bases loaded again. Nope, he bounced it up there. As Gleed will walk, but the ball goes to the backstop, and here comes Oxborough to score. So Gleed walks. He'll head down to first base. As the ball goes to the backstop, Oxborough scores. Inglet goes to third. Runners at the corners as Gleed reaches base for the 4th time today without an official at-bat. And now here's Eli Hammonds. Hammonds with a pair of hits and popped up. How do you do that? That's almost impossible. So here's Hammonds. I'm flabbergasted by that. As the pitch is outside, ball 1. Hammonds has driven in a pair of runs. He's scored twice. Here comes the 1-0. Fastball, that's over for a strike, and it's 1-1. The Indians have matched what they did in the first inning. They have 7 runs on with the 12th batter of the inning at the plate. That's what they did in the first inning today. And they've matched it here in the bottom of the 4th. As the pitch high, ball 2, 2 balls and a strike. 7 runs home in the inning. Hammond's the 12th batter in the inning and lines one in toward the gap in left center. That's going to get down. Here comes Inglet to score the 8th run of the inning. Gleed ends up all the way at third with 2 outs, running all the way. As Eli Hammonds has his 3rd RBI of the day and his 3rd hit. So 8 runs home in the inning, and now here's Clayton Hobbs. 8 runs on, get this, 4 hits. As that pitch is outside, ball 1. The folks who were braving the winds now not so brave anymore, starting to pack up their luggage and head out, which kind of makes me think that also might be starting to sprinkle a bit. These hardy Franklin County folks, they don't give up that easy. As the fake to third, throw to first is an error. That's going to bring another run in as Gleed scores. And going all the way to third base is Hammonds on a throwing error. As that's 9 runs home in the inning now for the Indians. 4th error of the day against Century. Eight, 18-13. As the pitch again misses outside. So 9 runs on 4 hits in the inning, as that's going to be inside, and that's going to hit Hobbs, and he again is going to go down to first base. So Paulson, who had done pretty good for a couple of innings, and finally here comes Coach Blackhawk out to the mound. As Hobbs gets hit for the 2nd time today, as Blackhawk going to take the ball from Paulson, yes indeed. So finally, a pitching change as Paulson gave everything he had. He was throwing everything up there but the kitchen sink there at the end. Finally, he just ran out of gas. So a pitching change. Left-hander Zatolo coming in to take a timeout. We'll be right back.
We all have those times in life where having insurance has been a great comfort in helping to make a bad situation better. Naylor Insurance takes pride in being that friend there to help you when you need it the most. Serving the community since 1978, Naylor Insurance is proud to represent a number of carriers to fit your insurance needs through Mutual of Enumclaw. Stop by our new location, 223 North State Street in Preston.
Protecting buyers and lenders in Cache Valley for over 40 years, Northern Title is the trusted name in the tri-state areas of Idaho, Utah, and Wyoming. The staff at Northern Title in Preston protect you from unknown complications like access issues, unpaid taxes, hidden liens, or easement restrictions. Choose the right title company. Choose to close with Northern Title of Preston. Good deeds done daily. Call today at 208-852-5700.
Folks have many reasons to visit Casper, Wyoming every year, whether it's work, high school sports and activities, a romantic getaway, or business meetings. The best place to stay when you're in Casper is the Come On In Hotel and Suites. A beautiful log hotel offers 5 hot tubs, a pool, fitness center, and a fabulous indoor atrium. You can also reserve meeting rooms for your next event, and each stay includes an extended continental breakfast. Reserve your rooms today at the Come On In Hotel and Suites in Casper, Wyoming. Call 307-472-6300.
It's the goal in everyone's life to reach financial independence and security. Evergreen Financial Partners in Preston. Rickson Zaccolo is the new pitcher here for the Diamondbacks. As the first pitch, look out, that goes behind Mendoza, goes to the backstop, and here comes another run home as Hammonds will come home and score. That's the 10th run of the inning, and it's 19-13. So 10 runs in the inning for the Indians on 4 hits. As the next pitch to Zabin's missed, swung on and missed, throw to third as that almost went into left field. Nice play by Phelan to keep that in the infield. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Mendoza singled, reached on an error, and struck out. He's 1 for 3. The 1-1 pitch is over for a strike, and it's now 1-2. Yeah, 4 hits in the inning for the Indians. That's it. As the next pitch swung on and missed, and finally the inning comes to an end as Mendoza strikes out. Not before the Indians send 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 men to the plate. They score 10 times on 4 hits. There was an error, and they leave 1 man on base. We mercifully will finally go to the 5th after 4 on the Les Schwab Tire Logan North scoreboard. It's like the Rose Bowl game here in Preston. It's Preston 19, Century 13.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
It's the goal in everyone's life to reach financial independence and security. Evergreen Financial Partners in Preston can help with strategies to assist in those goals. They will design a plan to suit you, whether it be for your family, home, or current or future investments. Evergreen Financial Partners can help with life insurance, long-term life, 401ks, retirement plans, or mutual funds. Contact the experts at Evergreen Financial and let them put a plan together for you. Find them at 41 West 1st South in Preston, or go online to set your appointment at evergreenfinancialpartners.net. Evergreen Financial Partners, your first step to financial security.
105.5 FM KACH.
Hi, we're Braden and Brittany Smith with Farm Bureau Insurance, the Smith Agency.
We're Preston proud and Idaho strong.
Hi, I'm Jan Stone with Northern Title of Preston, and we are Preston proud, Idaho strong.
Hi, I'm Bill Chambers from North Stars Ultimate Outdoors, and we are Preston proud and Idaho strong.
Hi, I'm Jonathan Larson. I'm with HK Auto, and we are Dayton proud and Idaho strong.
We're Preston proud, Idaho strong, serving Franklin County and beyond.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
As we go to the 5th inning, Austin Gleed will come in and pitch here now for the Indians. So Eli Hammonds goes 4. And even though he gives up 13 runs in the game on a total of 14 hits, believe it or not, he leaves the pitcher of record and can still win. So Gleed comes in to pitch, and he'll face Zaccardi, Snyder, and Maddox here in the top of the 5th. As the clouds blowing through, the wind starting to settle down a little bit, so the front now, the leading edge of the front is moved through, and the wind's starting to calm down a little bit, but it's still blowing. So here's Jackson Zaccardi. Zaccardi's 3 for 3 today and scored 3 times. As the first pitch misses, it actually hit him. So it hit him on the shoe top, and Zaccardi's going to be on base for the 4th time. So the one time they get Zaccardi without getting on base, it's only because they hit him with a pitch. So here's the first pitch here to Cooper Snyder, and that's over for a strike, and it's 0-1. Snyder's walked, singled, scored twice, and he has struck out. And somebody else sitting down here behind home plate has decided, nope, I've had enough. I'm cashing in my chips as well, as the pitch will go to the backstop, and there goes Zaccardi down to second base. So it bounces up there. That's a wild pitch against Gleed. Three strikeouts in the game for Hammonds. Gleed's next pitch, that's going to be hit into right field. That's a base hit. Coming around third is Zaccardi. He'll come in. The play at the plate is not quite in time. They'll throw back to second, and safe at second base is Snyder. So Snyder with an RBI hit. As Zaccardi comes in to make it 19-14. And you get the feeling that this game is going not – we haven't seen the end of it yet. Waiting for Snyder to put that sliding pad on his hand. Now he's ready to go. And now here's Jack Maddox, the catcher. Maddox 1 for 3. Time called. Hold on. As the plate umpire, as I think we need all the cars in the outfield to turn off their headlights. I think that's what they're looking for. There's 1, 2, 4, 5 different cars out there that have their headlights on, and they need them all to turn their headlights off. So the part about needing their headlights before the game's over, I was kidding, guys. As now Clayton Hobbs is going to go out and run along the fence line and tell people to please turn their headlights off. There's a good testimony. We know how many people are actually listening to the game. And as they get all the headlights now being turned off, and guess what? It's starting to sprinkle. So we get the headlights off and the rain starts. So here's Maddox. Nobody out here in the top of the fifth. A run home. It's 18-14. The first pitch to Maddox misses outside. Maddox doubled, popped up, and struck out. He's 1 for 3. And the next pitch, again, misses down low. As if 2 hours and 10 minutes to play 4 innings isn't bad enough. Don't want to jinx it, but we're, going to dance through the raindrops here. As that pitch again misses outside. Now Gleed falls behind, 3 balls and no strikes. Gleed ready. Here's the 3-0 on the way, and he's going to walk Maddox on 4 pitches. So Maddox heads down to first base. 2 on, nobody out, a run in. And now here's Dax Paulson. Paulson doubled home a pair of runs his last time up. Hold on, we're going to get this is actually Sorensen at the plate as he takes the first pitch over for a strike, and it's 0-1. Cade Sorensen comes up. He's only had 2 at-bats against Preston pitching this year, as that pitch is over for a strike, and it's 0-2. He's 1 for 2 this year against the Indians, and the only hit that he had came in that last game when Century scored 17 runs and hits the ball in the air to short left. Mendoza coming up, makes the catch, and that's the first out here in the top of the 5th. So he flies to left with 1 out. That'll bring up C.J. Short. C.J. sacrifice bunt, hit by a pitch, and struck out. So just what we didn't want to see, the raindrops starting to fall. As here's Short with 1 out and 2 men on. And the first pitch to CJ, hit on the ground as he'll carry the ball to third. Now throw it across the infield, double play. Hammond's now playing at third base, fielded the ground ball and threw across the infield in time to get Short. But in the meantime, he stepped on the bag. It's a 5-3 double play, and Century has to settle for the 1 run in the inning. 1 run, 1 hit, a hit batter, a walk, and 2 left. Check that 1 left in the inning as we will go to the bottom of the 5th. It's Preston 19, Century 4, as we'll be right back.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
Sometimes in life, the next level seems to be just out of your reach. You know you could reach your goal if you could just figure out what's blocking your success. The trained professionals at Level 10 Life offer life, health, and career coaching. These professional coaching sessions will help you put the next piece together in your puzzle. Don't wait. The coaches at Level 10 Life are here to help you reach your next milestone in life. Schedule a free consultation online at level10lifecoach.com.
Whether it's your vehicle, home, business, or even life, protecting the things that matter most shouldn't be left to chance. At Farm Bureau, the Smith Agency, everything that is important to you is important to us. That's why our office and agents are united to protect your future and give you peace of mind today. I'm Brittany Smith. As your local Farm Bureau agents, my husband Braden and I would love to customize and simplify plans that are unique to you and what you care about. Stop in today and see how Farm Bureau can make insurance simple for you.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
We move to the bottom of the 5th inning. For those watching on mylocalradio.com, the picture that you see on your video stream looks pretty light. Trust me, that's a lot lighter than what it actually is here. As it continues to get darker and darker, as here is the first pitch from Rotolo here to Jackson Merrill, over for a strike, and it's 0-1. So Preston twice today has sent a minimum of 12 men to the plate in an inning as the next pitch over for a strike. They scored 7 runs in the first. They scored 10 runs in the 4th, and a couple other runs in between there. And it's 19-14 as we play here in the bottom of the 5th. As Merrill half swing, goes too far, and that's the first out as he goes down on strikes. So back to the top of the order. Now here's Brody Newton. Newton 1 for 4, singled in the first inning and scored a run. He's also reached on a fielder's choice last inning and scored a run. He's scored twice in the game. The next pitch home from Sotolo is up high, and it's 1 ball and no strikes. Here's the 1-0. That misses outside. 2 balls and a strike. Game 2 hours and 15 minutes old as we play here in the bottom of the 5th. Pitch misses inside again, ball 3. It's 3 balls and no strikes. The longest game that I ever sat through during the 13 years I worked in minor league baseball was 4 hours and 17 minutes. That went 9 innings. The 3-0 is up high, ball 4. So Newton walks. And with 1 out and 1 on, here comes Cade Oxborough again. Oxborough with a pair of hits and has walked twice. The thing that made that 4-hour game so interesting, the home team jumped out to a 17-0 lead and had to hold on to win. They had to hold on to win 22-18, and they needed their closer to finish the game. As the first pitch is up high, ball 1 to Cade Oxborough. And the next pitch to Oxborough is up high again, ball 2. And I think up until just recently, in the last couple of years, that was a California League record for a 9-inning game, that 4 hours and 17 minutes. 2 balls and a strike on Oxborough. Newton over at first. Next pitch to Cade. Big breaking ball. Drops on the inside half, and it's 2-1. Two balls and one strike. As the next pitch to Oxborough again is up high. Ball 3. 3 balls and a strike. Here's a little interesting tidbit for you, because we virtually have nothing else to talk about. Is a pitch hit foul. That's off the catcher's glove and back into the screen. That's now 3-2 on Oxborough. It was on this date in 1984 that Kirby Puckett made his major league debut. And the Minnesota Twin all-star outfielder debuted in a game against the Angels and collected 4 hits in the game. A game that the Twins would win 5-0. 3 balls and 2 strikes on Oxborough. And the pitch home. Popped up, foul back here behind home plate. Then it stays at 3-2. You know, talking about that game again that lasted 4 hours and 17 minutes. On this date in 1984, the White Sox and the Brewers began what became the lengthiest game in Major League history. That needed 8 hours and 6 minutes to complete. It was a 25-inning marathon. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Oxborough back in there. And the 3-2 pitch is outside, ball 4. Back-to-back walks with 1 out here in the inning. So here comes Davin Inglett. The 25-inning marathon was suspended after the first 17 innings. They needed to go into the next day to finish the game, and it ended up with the White Sox winning 7-6 as Harold Baines hit a walk-off home run to end the game. So here's Inglett. As that pitch misses outside, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. Well, we're 2 hours and 20 minutes in, and if we're going to go 8 hours and 6 minutes, I'll eat my hat. The 1-0. Ground ball to short. There's Blackhawk. Flips it to second for 1. The return throw is not in time. So they get Oxborough on the force at second base. That's the second out of the inning. As Newton goes to third. Inglett safe over at first. Now here's Connor Thompson, who's reached on an error, walked, popped up twice. 19-14, Indians lead, bottom of the 5th. As the pitch home to Thompson, look out, it squirts out of the pitcher's hand, goes to the backstop, and coming home to score is Newton, or the runner for Newton, I should say, to make it 20-14. Inglett will go to second base. Today's game brought to you by Procon Homes, building quality multifamily homes across the West. Well, as we dodge the raindrops here in the bottom of the 5th, Preston now leading 20-14. And the next pitch to Thompson is outside again, ball 2, 2 balls and no strikes. My scorebook is starting to look like a chicken walked through ink and then across my score pad. Outfield straight away. 2-0 pitch to Thompson. Hits the ball in the air toward the gap in left center. Flynn coming over. Can't get it. And it's going to roll out toward the fence. Inglett comes home to score. Preston goes up by a touchdown and an extra point as they now lead it 21-17. It's a double for Thompson as he drives in a run. as Thompson has his first hit of the day. Second run of the inning for the Indians. So Austin Gleed, the scheduled hitter. Now you have the umpires getting together. I think they want to come over and talk to Coach Echohawk for the Century Diamondbacks. I think between the wind, the rain, and the darkness, I think they want to talk to the coaches and see what they want to do. Preston leads by 7 here with 2 outs in the 5th. 21-14. As Echohawk comes out to talk to the umpires. And today's game brought to you by West Motors, your one stop for newer used cars in Preston and in Logan. You know, between the rain and the balls getting wet, we've seen several balls now slip out of the pitcher's hands here. In fact, they're going to throw a new dry ball back out to Zotolo. You know, player safety becomes an issue now as well. The thing is, if they're asking Blackhawk if he wants to continue, you know, now you're trying to say, okay, do you want to continue your season? Because if you lose this game, your season's over. This is an elimination game. Because the discussion between Blackhawk and the umpires continue. The winner of this game goes back to Hollowell Field tomorrow afternoon to take on Pocatello Thunder once again in Game 4 of the tournament. Or they just want to try to wait this out. You can't wait too long because it's just going to get darker unless you push the other games back and continue this game tomorrow, or continue this game tomorrow at Hollowell before the game against Pocatello. As the Diamondbacks, as the team now come running off the field back over to the dugout. I mean, yeah, it's raining lightly. It's annoying, but it's certainly not hard enough to stop the game for a rain delay. And, you know, the darkness is more of an issue than the rain is at this point. But the discussion continues between Blackhawk and the umpires just off about midway between home plate and first base, just in foul territory. (21-14) on the Les Schwab Tire Logan North scoreboard. The Indians leading as we play here in the bottom of the 5th. As now they're going to walk over and they're going to talk to Kenny Inglet and get his opinion. So I'll tell you what, let's take a timeout. We'll come back, see what they decide to do, as we'll be back right after this.
We all have those times in life where having insurance has been a great comfort in helping to make a bad situation better. Naylor Insurance takes pride in being that friend there to help you when you need it the most. Serving the community since 1978, Naylor Insurance is proud to represent a number of carriers to fit your insurance needs through Mutual of Enumclaw. Stop by our new location, 223 North State Street in Preston.
Protecting buyers and lenders in Cache Valley for over 40 years, Northern Title is the trusted name in the tri-state areas of Idaho, Utah, and Wyoming. The staff at Northern Title in Preston protect you from unknown complications like access issues, unpaid taxes, hidden liens, or easement restrictions. Choose the right title company. Choose to close with Northern Title of Preston. Good deeds done daily. Call today at 208-852-5700.
Folks have many reasons to visit Casper, Wyoming every year, whether it's work, high school sports and activities, a romantic getaway, or business meetings. The best place to stay when you're in Casper is the Come On In Hotel and Suites. A beautiful log hotel offers 5 hot tubs, a pool, fitness center, and a fabulous indoor atrium. You can also reserve meeting rooms for your next event, and each stay includes an extended continental breakfast. Reserve your rooms today at the Come On In Hotel and Suites in Casper, Wyoming. Call 307-472-6300.
It's the goal in everyone's life to reach financial independence and security. Evergreen Financial Partners in Preston can help with strategies to assist in those goals. They will design a plan to suit you, whether it be for your family, home, or current or future investments. Evergreen Financial Partners can help with life insurance, long-term life, 401ks, retirement plans, or mutual funds. Contact the experts at Evergreen Financial and let them put a plan together for you. Find them at 41 West 1st South in Preston, or go online to set your appointment at evergreenfinancialpartners.net. Evergreen Financial Partners, your first step to financial security.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
So here's the situation as the umpires continue to talk, and if we heard correctly, if I heard correctly, what they're waiting to hear back from the commissioner, as the discussion looks like it's going to be.
Because it's in the bottom of the fifth, it's considered official because the home team is ahead.
Yeah. Okay.
So the game's over.
Okay.
It's official to win.
So Brent comes up to the window. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Because the game's in the bottom of the 5th inning, the commissioner says it is an official game. So Preston wins this wild contest 21-14, and they will move on and play at Pocatello against the Thunder tomorrow afternoon. That's certainly, if you're Century, it's kind of a bad way to have your season come to an end, but that was the option. That was the call by the commissioner between the rain and the darkness and having to stay within schedule for the conference tournament. And so Preston will win this officially by the score of 21-14 here this afternoon. So we'll take a timeout. We'll come back. We'll have a quick wrap-up for you as we continue right after this. Tonight's game has been brought to you by West Motors, your only stop for new or used cars in Preston and in Logan. Stokes Market True Value with the freshest meat and produce in town. Webb Funeral Home, serving Preston and surrounding communities since 1925. Ralph's Construction, building homes in the Blue Sage Park area of Preston. Franklin County Medical Center, with the finest care you'll receive in all of the Cache Valley. Preston Auto Parts CarQuest, with all the parts you need for your car to keep it running strong. Naylor Insurance, for home, health, life, and auto from Mutual of Enumclaw. Procon Homes, building quality multifamily homes across the West. By Les Schwab Tires, stop in and see the tire experts on Main Street in North Logan. North Stars Ultimate Outdoors, get ready for your next outdoor adventure at North Stars Ultimate Outdoors in Preston. Evergreen Financial. When planning your future, trust the experts at Evergreen Financial in Preston. Level 10 Life. Reach your next level in life with their life coaching sessions. Farm Bureau Insurance, the Smith Agency. Don't leave the things that matter to chance. Call Farm Bureau Insurance, the Smith Agency today. Northern Title, the trusted name in the tri-state area. And by Papa J's Deli and Jerky in Clifton. Now stay tuned for the Rouse Construction postgame show, coming up next.
People oftentimes ask us, why do people from other areas of the valley or other parts of the state or drive so far to come here? And a lot of times I'll ask them, so why did you drive past several different dealers to come and buy your car here? And a lot of times they say, I just like the environment here. I like the low pressure. They don't play games. You guys are straightforward with me. You don't, trick me into buying something I don't want. We take care of people the way we want to be treated, and so they'll drive a ways to do that.
WestMotorCompany.com. Franklin County Medical Center is proud to provide excellence in surgical and specialty healthcare right here in our community, making it extremely convenient to receive world-class care without even leaving the county. The best part is that we work closely with your primary care physicians to ensure a convenient and coordinated care experience. Our skilled surgeons are continually adding services to Franklin County, some you won't find anywhere in the greater Cache Valley area. Discover what is available right here at fcmc.org/specialty. You just might be surprised at what we have to offer.
Across the FM airwaves, we're heard at 105.5. On the far-reaching AM dial, we're at 1340. And on the internet at mylocalradio.com. Wherever you find us, we are KACH, Preston, Smithfield, Logan.
It's time for the Preston Indians postgame show. Coming up, we'll recap the just completed game, take a look at the final stats, and a look at what's ahead for the Preston teams. The postgame show is brought to you by Rouse Construction, building quality designer homes in the Blue Sage Park area of Preston. For more information, call 435-232-1837. Well, welcome back here to Tony Hansen Field here this afternoon as we go into our postgame review here on the Rouse Construction postgame show. Final score of the game, Preston wins at 21-14. So a 2 o'clock start tomorrow afternoon in Pocatello. So for the Indians and the Pocatello Thunder tomorrow afternoon, which the games are going to get moved around because there's another tournament going on also involving 5A schools in Highland going on at the same ballpark. So that's going to be the reason for the early start tomorrow afternoon. But for this game, the Indians, 21 runs on 15 hits to pick up the win. Century had 14 runs on 10, 14. They also had 15 hits in the game. As a crazy game, nonetheless, we'll come back. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back, try to recap some of the crazy numbers in the game as we continue right after this.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
If you're looking for someplace new as you head into your golden years, look into the tradition of quality designer homes built by Rouse Construction in the Blue Sage Park area of Preston. Working in Phase 3 now, with Phase 4 starting soon, these homes can be built to a floor plan that you desire, or Rouse Construction has other options that you're sure to fall in love with. Call today for more information, 435-232-1837. Now is the time to plan for the finest home of your lifetime. Ralph's Construction, 435-232-1837.
Protecting buyers and lenders in Cache Valley for over 40 years, Northern Title is the trusted name in the tri-state areas of Idaho, Utah, and Wyoming. The staff at Northern Title in Preston protect you from unknown complications like access issues, unpaid taxes, hidden liens, or easement restrictions. Choose the right title company. Choose to close with Northern Title of Preston. Good deeds done daily. Call today at 208-852-5700.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
So welcome back here to the post-game show as the Indians win it 21-14 in a game that was called in the fifth inning because of A, darkness, B, rain, and C, player safety issues becoming a factor then as well because of the wet baseballs. So let's talk about some of the numbers from the game here today. Preston had a total of 15 hits in the game. Cade Oxborough was on base 5 times in the game. He walked 3 times, had a pair of hits. He tripled, he singled, and he scored 3 times. Davin Inglet had 3 hits, 2 hits, I should say. He was 2 for 5 in the game. The interesting one that we were making light of during the game, Austin Gleed was on base 4 times, scored 3 times in the game, and believe it or not, did not have an official at-bat in the game. I find that highly uncharacteristic. Eli Hammonds was 3 for 4 and scored 3 times for the Indians as well. Austin Gleed will be a winning pitcher in the game, as he was in there when all heck finally broke loose late in the game, and the loss will go to Paulson as he gave up the lead when the Indians began the bottom of the fourth inning when they scored their 10 runs when Paulson was in the game. Preston batted around, had big innings twice in the game. They had 7 runs in the first. They scored 10 in the fourth, and that really helped them move them along to the big win here this afternoon, 21-14. So tentatively right now, we're getting some sort of word of a possible protest in the game. That remains to be seen, but at least for right now, the game is a win for the Indians, and they will move on, and they will play Pocatello tomorrow at 2 o'clock back over at Hollowell Field in Pocatello. So we will have that game for you, hopefully, if there is a game to be played, because if there is a protest filed by Century, it could potentially lead to a forfeit for the Indians. So we'll try to keep you informed the best we can coming up for tomorrow. Either way, we'll have games for you tomorrow, because the girls' softball district tournament starts tomorrow as well. And if anything happens and we don't have a boys' baseball game for you, we will have softball for you tomorrow as well. So we'll take a timeout one more time. We'll come back and we'll wrap it up from here in Preston right after this.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
When you are looking for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, but you want something that is ready to eat now, always stop at the Stokes Market Deli in Preston. With cold and hot cases, you can always find food that is fresh, hot, or cold. Sandwiches, soup, salads, deviled eggs, donuts, wraps, cheese trays, desserts, and a hot and delicious buffet. A meal out doesn't have to be at a restaurant. Come and enjoy something for everyone at the Stokes Market Deli today. 217 South State Street in Preston.
If you're looking for someplace new as you head into your golden years, look into the tradition of quality designer homes built by Ralph's Construction in the Blue Sage Park area of Preston. Working in Phase 3 now, with Phase 4 starting soon, these homes can be built to a floor plan that you desire, or Ralph's Construction has other options that you're sure to fall in love with. Call today for more information, 435-232-1837. Now is the time to plan for the finest home of your lifetime. Ralph's Construction, 435-232-1837.
Listen for Dan Hubbard and Preston Indian Sports on KACH.
All right. So, tentatively, the Indians are set to play tomorrow afternoon at 2 against Pocatello back over in Pocatello. We'll have the pregame show for you tomorrow afternoon about 1:40. First pitch at 2 o'clock. The Preston girls are playing tomorrow as well over in Pocatello against their first game is against Century tomorrow afternoon. That game, I believe, starts at 3:30. So either way, we'll have a game for you tomorrow here on KACH. So we'll talk to you coming up then. We'll send it back to the studio. We'll see if Cody Olson and the Westside Pirate girls are done yet. We'll have a complete replay of the girls' game as Preston was taking on Westside was taking on Bear Lake today, as we'll have a replay of that game for you coming up in just a little bit here as well. So that's going to wrap it up from here at Preston. The Indians win it by the final score of 21-14. Thank you for listening to the Preston Indians postgame show. This broadcast has been a production of Preston Broadcasting LLC and was intended for the private, non-commercial use of our audience. Use of any portion of this production, its accounts or descriptions, in whole or in part, may not be used or rebroadcast without the express written permission of Preston Broadcasting LLC.